Now fucking come over here where it's safe. That's it, mate. Come on.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Clarence, mate, you alright?
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Fuck, get out of there.
Fucking hell. Poor cunt.
Oh, yeah, Clarence, mate, yeah, she'll be alright now.
Yeah, mate.
Jesus.
Just hold on.
Oh, no. Fucking early. Fucking that scene of War of the Worlds? Have you seen War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
And the lightning's just fucking constantly coming down and fucking hitting. The fucking tripods come out and they fucking start killing
You're missing
everyone.
a once-in-a-lifetime sighting here. Major live in concert.
Hey?
You're missing the whole thing, cunt.
You seen the original War of the Worlds?
Yes, mate.
Clarence, I'm fucking sorry, mate. What we can do? Holy shit! Oh, God.
Just hang in there, mate.
It looks like he's still breathing. He's still breathing.
We're going to take all the breeding age females and bring them to Las Vegas, and I'll distribute them to the men who have changed their names to Corey. No kings, no presidents, no senators, just Corey. I don't need to sleep. I don't use currency. I'm not a part of this time. I used to be two Corys, now I'm one.
Oh.
What are you guys into? What do you do?
We're tight.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all going away. Currency, everything. We're going to flip into a new society.
What do you do?
I'm outside of space and time. Change your name to Corey. After that, you will be executed. If you don't change your name to Corey in 3 months, you're going to be executed.
If you can't convince your wife to get breast implants, then you can't close. You can't close if you can't convince your wife to get breast implants, because all women want them. It all sets their ass. You got to be able to convince your wife to get breast implants. And if you can't, then you can't close.
And there was a woman in this foreign intelligence service who was
the ugliest woman I've ever seen in my life.
like, you want to avert your eyes. Like, she came off the
Side of Notre Dame.
She was a stone gargoyle with a giant
Mole right here with a giant hair coming out of it.
that kind of ugly. So I asked her just to meet me privately for lunch on Saturday. Don't tell anybody. And she agreed. And I was like, oh my God. She said yes. And I ran back to the office. I was like, she said yes to a lunch on Saturday alone. And my boss says, okay, here's what I want you to do.
I want you to fuck her. And I said, what? I said,
Have you ever seen her? And he said, I know, but we're the good guys.
And you're gonna have to take one for the team. And I go, oh my God, I said,
I go, okay, I'll do it. A tattoo on my forehead that only women can see, and it says,
please cheat on me.
My first marriage was a mistake, but I was deeply and crazy in love with my second wife. She married the guy
She was cheating with.
my second wife actually told me once that one of the reasons she wanted a divorce was that
I play Angry Birds.
every morning. The fuck do you care if I play Angry Birds every morning? Anyway,
We're not married anymore.
I've been down that aisle twice myself. Probably should have.
Run screaming from the room, but
Don't let my experience change your mind. I wish I was 28 again. Oh my God. The conversation I would have with myself. Like,
don't ever get married.
or don't marry that one or that one. I should have gone with the one that got away.
But anyway,
I remember when I turned 30. My wife was particularly mean to me that day.
she's no longer my wife.
She waited until 9 o'clock that night. We were putting the baby to bed and she said,
Oh, by the way, happy birthday.
I'm like, yeah, thanks. Up until about 10 weeks ago, nobody had ever heard of me. And then, I don't know, TikTok made me momentarily famous. Somebody from Tom Ford noticed that these are Tom Ford glasses. Next thing I know, would I come up to New York and do a photo shoot for GQ? It's like the world has gone insane. My sister says, oh, just embrace it. It's gonna go away in a couple of weeks and nobody's gonna remember who the heck you are. So I said, you know what, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
And my ex-wife must be just hating it.
Okay, I'm about to start my first stream. How's it going, everybody? Oh, okay, I'm getting swatted. They're coming in my home from top left window. Nice. Oh, they shot my dog. Okay, my childhood dog is dead. Okay, now I'm in prison. I'm rolling with the crew now. Nice. They asked me to hide a blunt object in my asshole. Okay. Alright, I'm moving up in rank. Nice. Just did my first hit. Okay, I'm in a prison riot. Nice. Okay, I've acquired a high level of respect from the OGs. Okay, they released me after years of solitary confinement. Oh, I'm getting a phone call from the inside. Okay, the shot caller just threatened to kill my family. Nice. I'm purposely going back into prison. I'm back in prison. I took out the boss. Nice. Okay, I am now the boss. This is my life now. GG's.
There's only 5 real races in the world. I'll explain this to you quickly so we can get over the bullshit and understand the races of Earth. You got white people, they're around here. Russians are white, you got white people. You got black people, they're all the blacks here. You got the Chinese. Last time I was in Korea, I was tired of them pretending they were not Chinese. You got Pakis, India, Pakistan, and then you got Mexicans. Mexicans are anywhere from Mexico down. This is all one big Mexico.
The more retarded you are, the more money you're gonna make. This, for example, gold, silver, NASDAQ, S&P 500, crypto, it's all disgusting. It's all painted red. What would the retard do? The retard looks at this and goes, throw it all in. All the chips, throw the house at it. This is the perfect opportunity. The investors sitting there, they're like, no, maybe we should keep our hands off. The market kind of looks a little shaky. Fuck you, dude. Checkmate. End of 2026. Who made more money? The retard or the investor that played it safe? The retard wins every time. Every single fucking time.
Nobody knows about that fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? You know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right!
Asset. Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
One drunk man is more intelligent than 3 women with PhDs.
Thank you so much.
That's
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's the
Work's been such a drag.
I hate my boss.
I worked quintuple overtime with no pay.
Man, y'all still working?
Yeah. Oh, in this economy, Trevor, are you kidding with inflation? We get it. Let Daddy talk.
Like, y'all still gotta clock in?
Oh, yeah, I'm just counting down the days till we start our OnlyFans.
Yeah. Hey, you're doing it with me. No, we already have a contract.
Man, I've been telling y'all to tap into this crypto, man.
The good old digital currency.
Would you let him explain?
Man, I'm talking about I'm making millions.
You can provide me the lifestyle I deserve.
I've been doing crypto since 2019.
2019?
What the have I done with my life the past 5 years?
I told y'all should have tapped in back then.
Could have been long-term investors, but we're just low-life imbeciles.
We're letting ourselves down, guys.
I'm saying, like, how would you feel? You never got to work another day in your life.
I didn't know you were a motivational speaker, Paul.
You spend your time however you want to.
Well, obviously, a majority of our time would go to you. Yeah, pretty much all of it.
And more money than you ever dreamed of.
Hey, Daddy-O, you know you gotta sell a course, right?
Yeah, Professor Papa.
It ain't too late.
Hey, guys, let's put up our whole life savings into this. Yes! Great idea!
Hey, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Moongang 215. To be wrecked? Not to be wrecked. That is the question. I'm here with the illustrious CC.
What's up? We, what do you call it? On the Cultivate Crypto CC Algo, there's a little hope at the end of this tunnel at 60K. So we'll look at, where we need to go on Monday and Tuesday here in order to kind of give Bitcoin a chance at some bounce up here, which I think for anybody who maybe wasn't paying attention or wasn't really looking at Bitcoin closely enough after the 60-day cycle high, and they're like, damn, I should have sold, all this shitty ass meme coin, 275, ranking market cap coin or something like that. Damn, like I'm a bag holder on this shit now, maybe, or you bought Cardano, RIP. but what do you call it? There could be some bounce here. And the question of how long it will last is kind of an interesting one that me and DCC can kind of talk about here today, because there's a lot of different things happening, right? It's not just crypto, it's AI, it's the macro, it's geopolitics, everything, affecting Bitcoin here. But I think, I guess we'll see on Monday, but I think there might be some, Wall Street ETF inflows possibly coming around the corner. It looks like, damn, like Bitcoin's just been so bad. I think on what must have been Thursday, there was $3 million of inflows. The rest of the days were like somewhere between 300 million to 500 million of outflows on the ETF.
I'm not shocked though. I'm not, this is something we talked about in the previous two CMCs, that at some point in time, there's going to be outflows. I mean, we actually even talked about it during.
1 month of consistent $5.4 billion with a B. Like goddamn, that's a lot.
Because of retail. I mean, the majority of people, like, we're not talking about like BlackRock's private holdings, right? We're talking about the ETF. So this is mom and pops. This is sophisticated investors. This is just a lot of people. It is people who actually press the green button, right? At the very least, these are people who have control of either a self-directed IRA or some sort of like mechanism or just a regular portfolio, and chose to buy, Bitcoin. But these guys are just not used to the volatility in crypto.
Yeah.
So like if they had bought, like, let's just say if you had bought the ETF in the beginning of BlackRock, when BlackRock first launched it in 2024, you're still in profit right now. You're like 50% in profit right now.
Yeah.
Even right now, you're up 20 grand per BTC you bought. But
there's a possibility of that getting close to a break even once we get to October. But it just depends on so many factors, right? I guess like the way you can separate the different factors are, so the one thing the CC algo is really, really good at is momentum shifts on different time frames, specifically with Bitcoin on the daily, weekly, and monthly. And the cool thing about probabilistic outcomes is that you know what needs to happen relatively in order to kind of get momentum going one direction or the other. And so we know the 4-year cycle is bringing us down more than up for the majority of this year, till somewhere between end of September to, maybe mid-November or end of November or something like that, right? So somewhere within that band, we're probably going to get the 4-year cycle low. But those momentum shifts that we can get to the upside, we're like, it's all about setup. It's kind of like baseball versus t-ball versus softball. You get the right setup and you can just fucking crush that thing out of the park. You get the wrong setup, and you strike out. And that's kind of where you look at the chart with Bitcoin right now on the daily. It's like, it's getting set up a little bit, right? And people call them bull traps, which they can be, especially when people try to buy the tops of them. But for like the bottom part of it, where everybody's still like in max fear right now, we hit the 8 on the fear greed index in the last daily close. Every single time, I think it's like 9 out of 10 times, or like 90% of the time, basically every time Bitcoin is below its 10 on the fear greed index, it's been historically a great time to buy. And you do, at least even in bear markets, get bounces out of those areas. So yeah, we have sufficient blood in the streets, I would say, to be able to see that bounce. But it's like, okay, we have these levels that we need to hit. We'll look at the chart a little bit later to see exactly those levels. I mean, the main one I'll just read out is the last daily close and the weekly close, which came in at 63,316. So if we say 63,350, you get above there, and Bitcoin on daily closes, right? Like 2 daily closes. Monday, Tuesday would be best. If that happens, then boom, you start going up. But the question is how high? And then that leads to the fundamental factors of, what's happening with Trump, Iran, Israel, Lebanon, all that clusterfuck. What's happening with AI in the general stock market? How's that change? Are people being like, hey, I'm just going to rotate out of these and get into these IPOs, let that go up, sell off onto the general public, come back, buy Bitcoin at the 4-year cycle lows, bada bing, bada boom. A lot of different, things happening in the background, right? So that's what makes markets hard to predict, because you're like, okay, I see the potential here for a counter trend rally, which we saw in April into the early part of May. That was awesome, perfectly timed with the crypto mindset course. But yeah, I think we might see one here. So on my Tuesday show, I'm going to go into depth about like how, what are the dangers of things like that, and then how do you set up a good trade within that opportunity? Because yeah, we made really good trades during the crypto mindset course. I think there's potential going into Monday, Tuesday, if we hit the right direction, for small trades for counter trend rallies. Just basically, finding different ways to drum up more USDC. And if you did buy some massively degenerate coin and it's gone down, and you're just like, damn, I need some exit on this. I would say at least going into the Fed meeting, we probably get a little bit of upside. I mean, I think in 3 days we have the CPI print. So that'll be interesting. That'll give us a little insight into what's, discussed during the Fed meeting. I don't expect rate cuts at all. I think we've mentioned that. And, but just in terms of, what Kevin Warsh's like stance is in his first meeting, that'll be the most interesting part, in my opinion.
It's going to be all the question. I mean, besides just the normal jargon that he's going to say, as like, hi, this is my inaugural speech as the chairman of the Federal Reserve. Blah blah this. I like vanilla. Blah blah that. Vanilla being good. Blah blah that. Jello's delicious. Now, and then it's going to be the question.
Bill Cosby told me it was delicious, and he was right. No. That was the only thing he was right about. No.
But yeah, that's in 10 days. So in 10 days, which is let's look, 10 days. That'll be a Wednesday. So next Wednesday is the next Fed meeting. Probably we're going to be able to watch it. I'm going to react to it and do a Fed talk on that day. Yeah. Probably after Charlie's stream. So it's going to be sometime, probably I would imagine like 6 6:30, maybe 6 p.m.
Yeah, and we can move around the stream if we need to be, if depending on like what's happening. But yeah, no, those ones are always really interesting because we kind of have a few videos on his stance. When he was looking at the Fed from the outside, and now looking, he's had a month on the inside essentially. So that'd be interesting.
What if Paul was in the front row?
That'd be nice.
Fuck, bro.
He's just trolling him. Loser.
That would be hella funny if Powell came out and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to introduce you guys to somebody." And then walks out.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be really funny. But yeah, we're in exactly what you're saying, like pivotal point. I believe like we're still going to retest lower, but if we don't, let's just say, there's a good shot we don't break down. And then we will, of course, start edging back up, right? But at some point, the price is going to start looking a little like, all right, we're getting a little long in the tooth. We should take some off the table here. Now, that does not mean let me sell everything I've just DCA'd into.
Correct.
No.
Yeah, that's where everybody gets kind of confused, right? And so, it's the detail of the strategy. It's like, hey, we buy here, we sell here, but not the entire thing, right? Like, it's all about your own position, your risk management, your scenario. Did you enter? 1, for a long-term, savings account. 2, for a degen risk trade. 3, anything in between. What did you get into the position for? If you're like, hey, I got in this position because I'm DCAing for the long-term opportunity to buy Bitcoin lower, but I heard it's going to go to 30K, Miguel, so I'm going to sell it all, wait for it to drop, buy it all back again. Genius move. I'm going to have way more Bitcoin. So what could go wrong? Right? Like, that's where usually people get stuck, because it's like, yes, that could happen. Right. But also, you could get some FOMO, you could get chopped up, you could get, all these different things. So like sticking to the plan is so important, especially once you enter something, like enter with a purpose. Why did you buy this asset, right? Not like, I'm just going to buy it because somebody told me to and it said it was good, and then I forgot to watch their channel. I don't know when to sell. Now it's down. It's all their fault. Yeah, rage quit. Never come back to crypto again. Never, maybe get rich, never get wealthy. Die poor and lonely, eating cat food. It sucks.
No, that's kind of it is interesting. We shout out to everybody in the chat. There's actually quite a few people like, hey, it's been a long time. I haven't seen you guys in forever. Yeah, there's some funny people.
Well, I haven't seen my channel in a little while.
Well.
Gotta have some self-deprecating humor there, right? But
right.
Yeah, I think we got a good shot at getting that back here relatively soon. So I'll keep everybody updated on that. But what do you call it? When we do come back, we're gonna be coming back swinging pretty damn good. So it's gonna be fun. Absolutely. But yeah, I do like the Rumble experience. The Rumble experience has actually been very nice. We're kind of like trend analyzers and stuff like that. So like in my brain, when I see, the growth of the channel there, the one thing I really notice is, damn, how much shadow ban we get on YouTube. Holy shit, bro.
It's pretty bad. Yeah. Because
very bad.
I remember there was a time we were growing so quick, dude. Oh my gosh. Like, I remember we weren't throttled at all. We used to get live streams. Like, I remember getting 1,500 live viewers.
Based on what I've seen on Rumble, because I'm kind of projecting it out to the end of the year where we can be, and what kind of different viewership we can get over there versus YouTube and everything, right? Yeah. And I'm like, probably we've been getting throttled on YouTube since somewhere in 23, maybe. Like, it's hard to say exactly where it started, heavily, but I would say definitely sometime by the ETFs in 24. That was, it was clear and obvious somewhere in the middle there of 24. But
I felt it was around the time that they didn't allow you to advertise crypto anymore on YouTube. That's where I kind of felt it sort of happening. Obviously in 22, obviously it's still the end of 21. So we were still getting some decent views there. And obviously the market went down in 22. But from 22 onwards, I just felt this thing there. But we also were it
was 22. We're oh, maybe it's just the bear market to some extent, right? And then 23, it's okay, we're coming back. And 24, it's it was clear and obvious by that point that we're kind of people are getting notifications, that kind of thing. I'm pretty sure based on because Rumble has its algo, has really good finding metrics and different things like that. Like it allows people to search and actually find your video and stuff like that. It doesn't just like, say, hey, we're not going to show that one to people. I would gather, let's say I'm going to be conservative. I'll have my conservative and bullish estimate of without the shadow ban where both of our channels should be, because before my ban, we're basically both at 37K.
Yeah.
Or roughly basically pretty close, right? We would probably be, instead of like mid to high 30Ks, right? We would probably be minimum, I would say 50K. And probably on the upper side, maybe 70, 75K max. Maybe not max. I don't know what the max would be, but the cycle didn't get the crazy alt seasons. And so like the crazy growth there that we, versus what we saw in 21, just, that makes sense why that's not there for a lot of crypto channels. I mean, even Ivan on Tech, he hit, I think 250,000 subs in 2017, got on the front of like some magazine. I forget which one, but one of the fastest growing YouTube channels. He's at 500,000 now.
Yeah.
Like that's over 8 years or 12, however long that's been, like about 8 years.
But he did sort of self-throttle. He did sort of self-throttle himself as well. A bunch of cycles as well. Like he kept disappearing for quite a long time.
That's kind of like, part of it.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, he grew so fast to that level. It's like he should be the same as like a Coin Bureau or a Benjamin Cohen's channel right now, something like that. So I'm like, what's up there? I don't know. But yeah, you're right. There's a little bit of that. But like, it's just interesting to kind of see like, who YouTube lets kind of run in the algo.
Let me see where Coin Bureau's at.
Chepe in the chat says Charlie was banished from the tube lands for now.
That's about right. I mean, there is this weird thing that also happens too. Like there's a shadow ban and then there's a slowdown where like this happened to Fresh and Fit a little bit, but part of it also happened because they lost their monetization. But there's this weird point where like channels really slow down around like 1.5 to 2 million subscribers, 3 million subscribers. They have like, it is actually extremely difficult to get to like 4 or 5 million, 6 million subscribers on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Like there is like an upper middle class of YouTuber. Well, it's more like rich, but like, let's just call it upper middle class, like rich YouTuber where like they're like 1 to 3 and that's their whole career. Like they don't go past that. It is really, really difficult. They only let a certain select few guys or gals go up to that level, or they're a very old channel and it's already been, it's channel rot at that point. They don't really got 6 million anymore. They do, but like no one really, they're not checking for their stuff anymore. It's kind of a crazy sort of thing. I mean, I bet you one day in the future there'll be laws about this. I mean, not now, but like there is going to be laws about like the algorithm because people's entire livelihoods come from this. And in the future, as AI gets bigger, as crypto gets larger, as it's becomes like the lanes to actually get rich become like harder, right? The social media side is going to be so pivotal. It's sort of like you either you need to get famous or you need to somehow like have the money to have the tech to be able to win, or you have some sort of like you figured some niche out, or it's like you're not really gonna make a lot of money, basically. Like even like, I mean, you got plumbers having to like do TikTok dances to get customers. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
where's the button when you need it?
Right.
Oh man. But yeah, so I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's all bear market sentiment. It's all bear market things that we're seeing here. I mean, what are some of the craziest over the last week or two? Like some of the craziest sentiment signals. I mean, the craziest one is Charles Hodgkinson's, temporary farewell video that he did. I was just like, man, like, that's like asking for, hey, I'm just gonna, stop holding up price at all, have the whale stop holding up price at all, and we're gonna let natural price discovery go for itself. And it's like, I wouldn't say it's gonna kill the project, but there's a less than, I would say like there's a 10 to 20% chance probability that could happen Like that's what he's opening the door for by leaving. If he stays, right, that doesn't have as much crazy capitulation during the time. So I'm like,
he just needs to take a 3-month vacation. He just needs to fuck off to Mongolia for 3 months. Is what he needs to do.
When that happens, right? Like, does he come back with a plan, or he just come back? If he comes back with a plan and he comes back with a strategy and says, "Hey, we're building this tech, we're doing this, we're doing that, yada yada yada." Okay, cool. If he comes back as like, "Yep, same shit, different day,"
right?
I'm just buying up the price because it's cheap. Like it's gonna have, I hate to say it, but Litecoin bounces, Ripple bounces. Like it could come back down the line, but it's not. The last cycle for it wasn't good, but the next cycle for it would be definitely underperformance.
But it hasn't. But it really hasn't done much at all. I mean, it really never has done much. I mean, like before.
No, in COVID, it went. I mean, it had 100x. Like that's the biggest move that it had. But like, it was about like 100, like almost 150x from bottom to top. But obviously, that whole move is pretty lot. But I mean, that's some success, right? But then since then, like nothing.
Because here's the big discussion. Like everyone keeps saying what they're saying, but they're not saying what they actually mean. Like, do you want, like, what most people are crying about is like, if the price was going up, they wouldn't care about they wouldn't care about the tech. But right now, because price isn't going up, they're like, what are you doing right now? What tech? They don't give a fuck about the tech. What tech? Yeah. What are we talking?
Well, it's what CZ said in 2018, 2019. Are you building? Or you're not building in a bear market. If you're building in a bear market, people are like, okay, I'll hold on to this asset. When it gets cheap, I'll buy more.
Yeah.
If they're not building in a bear market and all confidence is lost, people are like, fuck it, I'm selling that piece of shit. It hasn't performed in so many years. I'm going to go buy something else, newer, hotter, sleeker, that kind of thing. And so like, it's more of a psychological effect on the holders, in my opinion. But yeah, like, Cardano hasn't had anything impactful, happen to it for forever.
I mean, I think we've just we have to accept that, and I've said this for a long time, that I've wanted sort of a bill of rights for token holders for a long time. It's bullshit. Like we're LARPing over here. I mean, we basically we're trying to make a better version of whatever is in the real world of stock market equity. Right. We're not reinventing the wheel, but we're just modifying and changing it for a brand new terrain, a brand new sort of future, right? So like this whole thing is like, no, we're going to end up in a blue sea, or we're going to end up in a perfect world, bro. No, we're going to end up in a better world than we're in right now, but it's still going to have bullshit.
The millennials are going to sell it just like the boomers did. You know what I mean?
Proud of me, Charlie. Proud.
Yeah, of course. Right? But like, there's going to be the ones who got on early, like we're doing it, and ride the wave, work it. And then there's going to be people who missed it and then be salty as fuck.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, look, so if you actually listen to some of the rants he actually had, he told people what we need to do. He basically said, I don't have the power to do it. Like, he's like, I know what I want to do with the token. I just don't have control of the treasury. And this is own fucking
And he gave up control.
I know. Retard shit. I know. But then these people were crying because, like, here's the thing. At the time, right, Ethereum was so, like, higher in price. There was, like, we're much more, like, there's this huge thing to, like, we need to get power away from the founders. And then when the founders don't have power, then you're like, why don't you do something? Motherfucker. Like, what do you want? Yep. Like, he's like, look, you look at Vitalik, right? It is decentralized, but Vitalik does have more power than Charles for sure. He's still, like, the craziest shit that Charles said. He doesn't control the copyright or the fucking. He doesn't control the brand name of Cardano anymore, or ADA or anything, or like the trademark. I was like, what? That was the one I was like,
that's insane.
That one took me out. That's
not part of that's not like a crazy part of decentralization. Like, it's like, hey man, like, just control what you can control, right?
Yeah, it's you want to hear hard R? I'll give you hard R.
Retard.
Yeah,
that's the one you're talking about, right?
Absolutely. No, yeah, of course. But it's great. But like, look, there's many ways to distribute the profits of a coin, and the most beneficial one that's fair to everybody has been token burning to make the coin rare over time. It's been because look, every token that I know that does revenue distribution now, if they limit it to a certain amount and then the rest they're doing stuff with it, Okay, cool, right? I'm not opposed to like, hey, half of the profit we make, we're burning it, the other half we use it to keep the team up and try to do develop. Okay, that's fair. No problem. Where it could be 80-20 or 80-20 the other way, but it's something, right? But the problem that like I know tokens that where they distribute all the profits back to the stakeholders, whenever then everyone's staked in there, it's no money. And only the guys who hold a massive amount of the supply is it ever any money. There's like, oh yeah, for the guy.
And then they're just consistent sellers too.
Exactly. So like, oh, I own 2.5% of the supply staked and shit. So I'm getting a cool like $15,000 every week. That's pretty good. And then they're like, and you're like, but you're dumping $15,000 every fucking week.
Yeah.
And this is some of the complaints that like Richard was doing with some of the OG Hexagons as well, because they were like, their daily stakes were coming out, and they weren't even like selling the interest. They were selling the whole fucking stake. They don't even restaking out and shit. And like,
yeah, when Hex and Pulse Chain went to a what do you call it, like a multiple gods model, that broke the community.
Very stupid.
Broke the community. I mean, it's just like
there should have only been one hex. There shouldn't have been two hexes.
Yeah.
Sure, Pulse Chain, Pulse Hex, all right, fine, whatever. But like that was such a mistake. 2 hexes, and I didn't like. And they split the community, and then like all the dorks, and they're fucking dorks now, and losers, and like all a lot of the guys who even profited, and like I know this are a fucking fact. A lot of the guys who did take any profits have lost almost all their money already. I've literally almost given it all back. It's almost gone. Like they went from they're like doink now. They're like, ooh,
Damn. Okay, interesting. I hadn't heard you say that yet. That's
yeah. I mean, I know, bro. The fucking island talks, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I haven't checked up on anybody on the island. I what do you call it? Hear whispers here and there in the winds, but like, man, like that's not surprising. I mean, is that lifestyle inflation mostly for most of them?
Yeah, I mean, it happens to everybody. Yeah, it happens to everybody. And like you have to like. I had a consultation very recently where like we talked a little bit about this, like of this creep that happens. But like I've had consultations in the past where like I was like, brother, you have to lifestyle inflate here. What do you like? There's an Asian guy I had a consultation with maybe in 21. I really took time out of my day. I was like, whoa, okay. Made a lot of money, a few $1 million. He was living like borderline damn near cockroaches in a small apartment, like not card. I mean, but almost like it was that bad. It was that bad. Like ramen noodle and like
pick the mattress up off a dumpster in the street.
I was like, brother, we're gonna go buy some clothes. Let's get you a car. Let's do it's okay. Like no, whatever, no. And like I'm glad I told him to sell because some of the coins that once he sold, like a few months later, it would have that whatever 3-4 million he had right there he would not have that anymore. Yeah. And he's in a better place now, thank God. But I mean, it was like I was like, brother, like we need to let's take some showers. Yeah, let's take some showers, bro. Let's like some you can overlock in, right? But it
overlock in.
But also what happens too with the guy I had a consultation recently, he was like, he made some good money, he saw some cash, he wants to like I just told him like these things are okay to upgrade here, but be careful on this stuff because like it's going to be hard pressed because it's like what ends up happening is like you struggle for a whhole cycle, maybe 2 cycles, maybe a cycle and a half is kind of the average, and then you finally get the hit of cash. You finally get it, and you're like a slave that got away. You're like, I'm free. Oh my God! And then you start having fun for the first time, and because you're relaxed and you're not stressed out anymore. Women come around for the first time in your life, and you're gonna end up falling in love with that first one because it's the first chick that gives you any attention. But now you're Mr. Big Player now, and you're cool. And whatever Mr. Big Player means, it's different for everybody, But
and
it's
then the tax man cometh with his green visor and says, "Hey, Fat Tony wants a piece of this pie. Wants a piece of your pizza pie."
But even with the tax stuff, right? I mean, it's just like. There's the scared to put it back in as well because it's like it becomes a safety blanket. It becomes you like having that much cash in the bank, and it becomes a huge safety blanket. Like I suffered from this for a while too. Like it was scary. Like it's just I didn't want to go under a certain amount. But like, but some it's time to re-up. Let's go. You have to. But it's hard to because like you like I like having this like no matter what happens and like but you have to figure out a smaller level. and like maybe it might be like 20, 30 grand in the bank, or it might be 300,000 in the bank, or 3 million, 30, you know, like what, it's different numbers for everybody, but you have to like allocate back into assets basically, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And like, yeah, I mean, as crypto gets more mature with Bitcoin and everything, there's going to be, I think I agree with what Alex from Aerodrome said. There's going to be more of a focus on quality. That can mean a lot of different things in terms of how you look at that, how you judge that in crypto. But yeah, I think everybody realizes this cycle. Oh shit, you know, like a lot of Solana split a lot of attention over a lot of different, you know, things that basically were, you know, a lot of extraction, right? And there's too many choices. So, you know, if there's too many choices, people stop choosing those things, or they just trade in and out, right? And then but what do they fall back to? Do they fall back to buying more Solana, fall back to buying more Ethereum, fall back to buying more Bitcoin? Like, what ultimately do they cultivate there? Or if they're just like cultivating stable coins. I think Tether recently just passed Ethereum in market cap for the first time ever. I think Ethereum's number 3 in crypto market cap now. Obviously, you know, Tether being a stable coin, but that's due to Ethereum basically doing, you know, Tether's like got gold, you know, got Bitcoin, you know, got, you know, plenty of dollar notes. They got, you know, some real estate. So they got a lot of assets that basically beat Ethereum over the last cycle, which allowed them to continue growing very extensively, and also the way that, you know, macro is going too. But I think, you know, Ethereum here, once it does hit a new all-time high, they'll start taking back that crown a little bit. But it's just interesting to kind of see how the landscape shifts. I think that's one thing everybody in 2017 really fudded Tether in that 2018 bear market, because they were just terrified of, oh shit, well, if we have a stable coin, then there's going to be money on the sidelines that's just not going to be sitting in Bitcoin, Ethereum. It's going to make the bear market worse to some extent. And, you know, they're somewhat right there. But I mean, the good thing about stable coins, right, is they do add more dollars to the ecosystem, which then ultimately brings the whole market cap up of the whole space. So it's a good and a bad, I guess, thing there. But yeah, I mean, we know Bitcoin and Ethereum are sticking around. I think anybody who's overly bearish on Ethereum, like, well, first, if you got somebody like Jim Cramer who is, you know, super bearish on a guy like Michael Saylor and stuff like that, I'd be like, you know, that's a sentiment divergence where it's not really in tune with its fundamentals. The fundamentals are still good, and then basically it's an over freak out, right? But for Ethereum, you have all the fundamentals are only getting better. Like, they have the most network usage than they've ever had, like all-time highs in transactions and everything. But the one thing they're not hitting
but hype.
Yeah, well, they need to, like you said before, right? They need to increase the fees a little bit so they can actually get some coins burned on layer 1 and everything like that. So that could happen this next cycle. But yeah, I think just the sentiment of how much people were rage quitting ETH the last like month, I'm just like, that's not in line with its fundamentals. The fundamentals have only gotten better, actually.
But everyone's acting so brand new, and like it's because people are able to long it and short it on certain, like, there is, look, this is not a conspiracy theory. There a lot of the big influencers you're seeing on Twitter and YouTube, they're in private groups talking.
Yeah,
almost a majority of them, or they're secretly handled by the same manager or manager group that has them in like portfolios, basically. Because like these influencer lists come out, you don't see DCC and CC on there. It's like posts and shit, right?
Might be a possible reason for shadow banning as well.
Right. It might be like, hey, they're not on the dole, basically, and stuff like that. But, you know, it was brought to you by Celsius. Celsius is the...
Well, I mean, and that's always what we want to be able to do. We don't want to be puppets. We want to be able to say what we think, what we have conviction in. And I think, you know, we will break through on that, but it's a longer road. Doing that. I think even like what Mr. Beast, right? The first 6 years, he was just kind of like, you know, trying to figure out everything, and then boom, 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 starts hitting, and you know, now he can't be stopped. I mean, I think earlier today he said on Twitter, he's like, I guarantee I could have a $20 million channel out of anything within 6 months, which I think is a little hyperbolic, of course.
I think he's full of it on that.
Yeah,
one.
I think it's
even
hyperbolic.
DJ Glad was like, bro, stop.
Yeah, but the one thing is, you could probably get to 1 million fast like that, no problem. But like, I've seen there's been documents of some of his like, training materials, stuff like that. I'm like, he's got it down to like a ridiculous science though too. So, and I'm sure, he's been to YouTube headquarters. They let him in on, hey bro, here, he's got plenty of friends in YouTube now. So he probably does have an information advantage over most people there. But the one thing he said, like, which is interesting was, what do you call it? It's all about what you know, right? Basically about the inner workings of YouTube, the algo and everything. So my thinking on that is like, well, if YouTube and Google basically think that might be the death of some organic young creators, because YouTube was that. Now, if YouTube gets gentrified a little bit and they don't allow that as much because, hey, these guys just don't know, like then they just turn into traditional media and other competitors pop up. I mean, Rumble being one, but I think, they don't have the servers that Google has. So it's not, as smooth of a service as YouTube. Sometimes, in Rumble, what do you call it? The chat won't pop up, or you have to refresh it like 3 or 4 times and then it'll work fine. But, but yeah, so it's interesting to kind of see like, all these patterns and all these different spaces. But, yeah, I mean, if the stock market, it'll be interesting to see, like, if the stock market starts rolling over later this year too. We've talked about this quite a lot. Then crypto will roll over with it for a bit, but then I think at some point people will, crypto is the first to be sold and the first to be bought back. So we did see that in the 22 bear market as well.
Actually, I have a little doomer case that I found. So Taki, I think I talked about the other day. Yeah, he like recently lost quite a lot of money on I believe Zcash and stuff.
He didn't have it. Yeah, he just buying and holding. He didn't have any stop losses or.
Well, I mean, he may have or something, but he took quite a loss basically. He basically took a 50 whatever. But like I don't think I would say it's probably closer to 30-40% of his portfolio was probably in Zcash at like $600, and then just that. But he hopefully he was mostly holding it like actual spot. But I'm guessing he trades, so I bet you that hurt. No bueno and stuff like that. But I've been looking for little conspiracy theories and things like that. And like one of the conspiracy theories they have is like, what if Zcash, what if hype goes bad, Bitcoin gets hacked by quantum, and then Ethereum goes to 10 grand?
Only 10 grand in that case. Damn.
And they're like, this is literally my nightmare scenario because of stuff.
It's David Hoffman's nightmare scenario from Bankless.
I mean, it's not completely off. I mean, it's something like, they're pretty much the only one really working on it. Is Ethereum. Now Bitcoin is now working on it, obviously, but like they're pretty behind the 8 ball on it. Like they really are. And the thing is too, let's just say they crack and they figure it out. Could they even implement it? Because it's always a problem. Because if it changes anything, it's a huge fight.
Yeah, it has to be approved by most of the miners. That's the hardest part. Yep.
Yeah. Approve this or you lose all your money. Okay.
Well, yeah, well, and like we've seen that with different tokens, right? Like Cosmos, they had a vote earlier in this cycle being like, hey, we want our tokens to be deflationary, right? We need tokens to be burned and a limited supply. And the community voted no. I'm like, are you all retarded? The answer is yes. And like the project just went to shit. But like the craziest thing is they're now like kind of what do you call it? Trying to get big in South Korea and then kind of like basically use that as their like building back better base or whatever. I don't know how they're going to do that, but I'm like, that was a like Achilles heel mistake right there. Just not if they just would have limited coin supply, like they would have had a run, price would have been good. People would still be interested in them. But now it's like they're banished onto an island or, the peninsula and, can they make it back? Let's find out, it's kind of the story there.
If you want to do stuff the community doesn't want, just pump the price.
Yeah.
Like you did something they don't like, but the price pumped. Fine, whatever. When
they make the votes,
price goes down. You got.
When they make the votes truly decentralized, a lot of the times, those people don't vote in favor of price action. They vote in favor of, whatever they think is most important. But sometimes they're thinking it's tech. Sometimes they're thinking it's decentralization. But like, Vitalik's been, correct with the trilemma and, your trade-offs of, trading security for, growth versus other stuff. And I think a lot of those guys, they forget that lens. And so they kind of shoot themselves in the foot without realizing it until it's too late.
I mean, a lot of them are just socially retarded. I mean, they don't care. There is like I don't even want to call it like psychopathic tendencies or whatever, but like I really think it's more autism. Like there's autism and also being just socially retarded. It's all of it in all of it in spades. Most of these people were never cool, or I mean, like I'm not saying I was a fucking like a giga chat in high school and stuff, but I had friends in school. Yeah. I wasn't like picked on in school. Like I actually had a large friend group, and like I walked around, I was very social and stuff. But like I'm not saying you have to be a fucking giga chat, but like you could have your friends of band friends. You could have your
you're just not like sitting in the corner, eating your bologna sandwich.
Like a lot of these guys are almost like they're like, this is why the isekai protagonist shit is so big. It's like I was a loser in this world, but in this world I got all the honeys after me. But I'm just too retarded. But I'm too retarded to fuck any of them. But like,
or they just like a lot of those nerds, right? If you go back to like, the days when they're playing games and everything like that in their mama's basement and all that stuff, like some of them just like have revenge plays where they just like want to dunk on people. They're like, I don't want to be friends with anybody. I just want to beat them. And that's like a Mark Zuckerberg type, mentality, I think.
And a lot of it is like, I mean, there is a lot of good. Like I have seen this as a negative, but there's positives to it. There's a lot to like chess or any of these competitive, like sort of like nerd games that a lot of people play. I'm not talking about just playing chess because it's really good for your brain and like it helps you learn stuff a lot of because it's basically a memory game in reality, right? High level chess, like it's basically a RAM game effectively, but with chess, it's about just killing the opponent no matter what, being as cruel as possible, and that's the problem is that they internalize that,
right?
And then everybody ends up reading like Machiavelli and shit, but like they forget they're not a prince.
They're like, I'm gonna read the 49 laws of power, and I'm gonna beat everybody and everything, and it's like, bro, like
they don't play any team sports and stuff, and then it ends up like, I mean, if they're lucky, because you don't see the flameouts, we only hear the success stories of all these psychopathic dudes that end up like fucking everybody over, but they ended up winning. Okay, this very tiny percentage of guys that did that won that. The rest of them got flamed out and they got stabbed as well and did never make. That's why you don't even know them.
And they're working at, what do you call it? The local gateway computer repair center. Like,
yeah, they're working as like, you don't even know, bro. I'm working on like I actually had this thing. I didn't upload it in time, but it was basically like this little anime girl was like, oh my God, you're like, he's like, honey, shut up right now. Like I'm on Reddit right now. Like, you're the best admin in the world. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Oh my God. I'll post it right now in a minute, but but this is, of course he's like overweight and fat with the fedora, but this is. I mean, it doesn't mean that like everyone fantasizes. I mean, everyone's in the shower like, fuck, I should have said that. Damn it. Everybody.
Yeah, it's always easy in hindsight 2020.
Revenge of the nerds, but like sometimes the nerds just need to shut the fuck up. Like really they do, and it's really sad because it's sort of like this. It's sort of like the winner's fallacy in a way, where like the guys who win end up knowing, like they end up winning, so they end up getting those social skills, so they know how it feels to be like to be in those positions of power, so they know how to treat people correctly. And like the problem is like sometimes the fucking Chad or the fucking jock isn't an asshole at all. He isn't. He's just fucking the girl you wanted to fuck.
Yeah,
but you meet him, like he's a wonderful guy. He's like, this guy's a fucking great guy. God damn it! Like, I want to hate this guy so bad, Charlie, but I can't.
It's always the guys who have like the mixture, right? So like, it's like I was, second or third string jock, at the same time as I was smart enough to get into an actual aerospace major or something as an example, or you have kind of like, you're not like the best at the nerd game. You're not the best at the, jock game. You're not the best at like all of those, but like you have, 80% capability in all those areas, right? Like a well-rounded type person. Those are the people that you don't see coming that like, yeah, they were known, but they weren't like, they didn't stand out necessarily back in the day, but like they keep improving, right? And then like the jock sometimes, you know, they're not smart enough to keep improving a lot of the time, right? They just kind of flame out, just like the nerd, you know, who's not too socially retarded flames out in that way. They just flame out in the opposite ways. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I think like overall in life, like people just need to find a balance, and that's like you said, just having a wide variety of experience is good. And so like, you know, any of these guys who are like, you know, building blockchains and stuff like that, it's like, that's why we say, bro, go out and touch grass, right? Like, because, you know, it's just getting the experience and doing something, you know, not being tunnel vision focused, you know, 24/7, 365. Like you said, it could be too locked in, right? So
yeah, and then a lot of people don't understand the ramifications. There is like a social contract when launching a token, which is like I don't think most people understand it. That like you launch it's different. It's like if you launch a company, you really only owe it to your employees. Where like most companies you create will never be on the stock market. Where on this one, it's like you started off the rip. It's essentially in our version of the stock market, which is the crypto token cycle. Unless it's a meme coin that's just like a little community thing, okay, fine, whatever, right? But if you actually create a serious project with the coin, you know, it becomes this job that's like a permanent thing that follows you, and then you have like an Andre Congre sort of thing where like he can only fucking sporadically focus on one thing for a fucking year or two, and then he loses interest and hops off. But then all the people that were following him on that were like, "What the fuck, dude? What are you doing?" And everything.
And some of these guys just need to hire good, right? Yeah. Like there's a guy in the Minnesota Vikings structure or whatever, the management structure.
Yeah,
his name's Rob Brzezinski or something like that. They fired the general manager in January. They didn't replace him with anybody. They had that guy who's been with the team for like 20, 30 years. And he's like a capologist, you know, very good at, you know, money numbers and basically balancing out contracts so they have money in the future to spend on good players. And they had him do the draft, you know, and everything. And he's not the type of guy who's like, this is what we do, like a dictator or anything. He's more like a team builder. And so his strength and the reason why he's been employed there for 20 years and got to that position, they didn't hire him as a GM. They actually went and got the guy from Seattle, a guy named Teasley, and brought him over. And they're going to work just fine together. So he doesn't need to be the top dog. But what he does is he hires well. So he gets, he's like, I'm good at half of these things I need to be good at, but the other half, I suck, but I understand them. But I understand that enough to find out that guy's really good at it. Right. Yeah. So you need to put him in that seat. And if you can get all those people working in an orchestra, right, then you'll have a very good football team. You have a very good organization. Same thing within, let's say, the Ethereum Foundation, right? Probably got too bloated with too many, you know, people trying to be like wax poetic and say, hey, Ethereum is this amazing thing that needs to be. It's like, no, bro, shut the fuck up. Go code, you know, go do your thing. Go do what you're good at. And then, you know, Vitalik's a genius in terms of like the roadmap and everything. But he's terrible at, you know, human interaction compared to a lot of other people. But the thing he did really well is he got smart people around him who are good at that and filled his gaps, basically, right? Whereas, you know, other founders don't do those things. So it's like you can really hire your way to success if you have that one genius thing you're great at. Like people will follow you for that. People will be like, okay, this guy's got that. And so like, that's like what Andre has is, you know, huge. He's very good at, you know, building stuff from scratch and being innovative. Awesome. But he's a cunt. And so it's like, you know, bro, just sometimes shut up, you know, let other, you know, hire a PR guy, right? Hire a sales guy who's very good at talking, you know, and can actually promote your brand a lot better and treats employees better than you do. Stop being a tyrant. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, but like you said, like there's all these project leaders who don't necessarily have all those skills, which is why I like Charles Hodgkinson. He does have a lot of the skills, but where he, I think, you know, kind of lacks is probably gives too much power away. That's one. And then I think the other one would be probably not actually getting, what do you call it? Like you have to make yourself indisposable to the market. Right. And Cardano's not indisposable to the market. Like Ethereum's indisposable to the market. If Ethereum went down, or stopped performing or doing anything, it would fuck up the majority of crypto. If Bitcoin fucked up, it would fuck up the majority of crypto. If Cardano fucks up, next.
Yeah. And he did, but in a way too, I understand why he's also so like, because he even admitted himself, he basically used like, he used $1 billion+ of a lot of personal wealth in order to keep the price up the cycle.
Which I commend. I commend that. But
this is why I'm giving him some slack, because I know he did this more than most founders.
Correct.
And I really do appreciate he's being very honest. That's more than most of these guys. He's like, but also like you said, kind of how he gave too many power positions to many people in the beginning. That probably happened right after 2017 because he made so much money. The coin, I mean, he was a success. Absolutely, he killed it. 2017, of course.
And 21, you know, he made a lot of his wealth in 20. So he made 2 really big wealth runs, you know, and then okay, I want my hands off of this a little bit, and that's where it's like, ooh, you know, it goes wonky.
No, absolutely, and because of that, right? Like, he made all this wealth and stuff, but you know, those vacations and going off to Mongolia and like you can do those things, but then he's like he put things and put like there's like this longing. I mean, there's another reason too, like, and most of these guys don't talk about it. The reason they were going so much into centralization is because they just didn't want any of they didn't want to go to jail.
Yeah, which is perfectly understandable.
Yeah. And so right now we're in a weird thing where like this is mine, but it's not. Everyone knows it's mine, but it's not really mine. Mm-hmm. Legalese, sort of shit.
I mean, didn't Charles also make the mistake with Ethereum of not getting his shares? He kind of jumped ship a little too early, tried to do his own thing, so it's like, kind of same mistake again. Not exactly, but similar.
Yeah, very similar and stuff. I mean, but who knows, man? I mean, it's a tough one because, like, I mean, I think he did so much better than the founder of Polkadot, but like, but
and if you look at his personality compared to Gavin Wood, right? Gavin Wood, the only thing when Polkadot was coming out that I was like, damn, he sucks at that is he can't market, like he can't sell or market the thing because he just talks so like overcomplicates shit. Basically, but he's a genius at making coding languages, but just way overcomplicates it, and then got the wrong what do you call it? People giving him money, that's a huge mistake too.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, very much so. But it is interesting to dissect. We might have to that would be a cool bear market webinar, just like all the different features of projects, leaders, basically like the box and the 5-point checklist, and like how that affects long-term plays and stuff like that.
So here's the video right here, just so you guys could see it. Let me just double check there's volume just to make sure. Okay, cool.
Honey, can you keep it down? I'm trying to moderate Reddit here.
You are such a great Reddit moderator.
I'm moderating so hard right now.
Yeah. Keep going! You're doing amazing!
That's hilarious.
Oh my god, bro. It's so cringe, bro.
Dude, you know what's funny about the internet though? Like if you go back to, let's say, 1996 and you tell people like the internet culture and the internet sense of humor and everything, people are like, damn, super nerds in the basement bullshit. Like it was very off, right? Like now you look at online dating, there's everything from Christian online dating to freaking Grindr, right? Like there's everything in between and it's totally normalized. Internet dating back in 1996, are you a serial killer? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like that right there in 20 years, not going to phase people. It already doesn't phase people.
That's true.
Part. Like it's very, we're like, yeah, that's strange. It's like, oh, it's going to get stranger.
It's going to get crazy. I mean, like, well, we're going to make fun of it, but let's see, we're legitimate. 10 years from now, there'll be legitimate, probably like robots, sex robots, girlfriend robots. They're going to look janky. They're not going to, I mean, let's be honest. They might look like.
You're going to have to clean them yourself. I mean,
now with shower attachment, but But 20 years from now, 30 years from now, holy fuck. You know, it's going to be somewhere between 30 to 35 where it's like years from now, we're like in that range right there where like, you know, it's how old will I be? I'll be in my 60s. I'll be a fucking boomer, legit boomer in 30 years. And like back in my day, we actually did fuck real pussy. Not me. Okay, grandpa, calm down.
But you had to get Susie down the street. Now this, what do you call it? She just replicates it on a 3D printer.
Like we used to actually like make people with people. Grandpa, it's fine. Like calm down, dude.
Well, bro, you're half cyborg now anyway, so
take it to the car wash.
Lead into it.
Yeah, but kind of to go back to and I digress. You know, to go back to the point of the actual Moongang today of like to be wrecked or not to be wrecked. Yeah, if like we were to like head down lower, we were to actually to touch $52,000 or maybe like the 48. I think you were saying 47 for yours personally, but like 48.
Well, no, I had like kind of like an extreme, a normal price, and then a shallow price. And like a lot of it depends on in the month of June here, how high can we bounce? Right. If we can bounce up to the 72K, the 111-day moving average, or a little further, like 74, 75, like then, you know, we'd probably come down to like 56 to 58, right? In July, some point, probably towards end of July. If Bitcoin here just can't get above 63, let's say, gets rejected there and just keeps going down on Monday, Tuesday, then we could hit 47 by mid-July, right? Yeah. Especially if Trump really just can't control anything with Netanyahu. And then the Clarity Act doesn't pass as well. And Warsh is a fucking asshole. God damn it, we were scammed again. Or, you know, like if that happens, then boom, straight down to 47. But like my base case is 52K in the second half of July. I hope to be wrong, right? I'd much rather have us like range bound and everything and be able to accumulate all that stuff. But yeah, I think, you know, that 52 to 55K area, maybe 50 to 55, $1 trillion Bitcoin basically, or sorry, that's $1 trillion Bitcoin, my bad, market cap, right? Yeah, that's the area that I think is probably likely we get down to, unless, you know, everything could just go right, you know. You could get, you know, Warsh being like, hey, we will cut rates once this year. You could get, you know, the Clarity Act passing. You get peace in the Middle East, at least temporarily, right? Like that if those three things happen simultaneously in the month of June here, you know, like then all of a sudden, you know, the bulls come back a little bit. So yeah, it's just a matter of, it's all probability, right? So it's all a matter of like, what's the most likely in the middle there? And I that's why I kind of go with that mid case scenario.
No, definitely. I mean, but like, yeah, because like the way I'm seeing it right now is like, I mean, we're almost agreeing almost on the same thing. Obviously, it's just more of like what'll happen. You know, it's going to chop.
Yeah, well, because we can't tell the future. I mean, we should get that magic 8-ball right in front of us now. That'd be great. You know.
But the way I'm seeing, because I did a tweet on this, and basically I said that like if we can, you know, we're going to retest 59, which we did. We retested 59 again, and we bounced from it right now. But if you know, past Monday, like you're exactly how you're saying, you know, past Monday, we're okay. If we're starting to kind of climb back up finally, and we can get above 63 and kind of get into the middle of like, basically, it's like we need to get into the middle 60K plus range to give us like enough room there. So if we come down a little bit, we're not retracing back to the last step, because if we retrace where we were like this weekend, we're going lower, much lower, basically.
And faster.
It's disaster. It's not good. But there's bonuses to it, like an earlier bottom, which is nicer. But
that is, dude. Yeah. What if everything just went wrong and it just crashed to like 42K at the end of July? I'd be like, bro, we're within range of like the early possible 4-year cycle low. Like it could just, if it's just so bad and all the metrics are like most capitulation has happened, like let's say it's early August, so you get that low as an example, like the first week of August, right? Well, that's within 2 months of the expected 4-year cycle low. And, you know, if you're looking at 4 years, it's a, you know, from low to low, it's a 48-month thing, right? So 46 versus 50 months. Tomato, doesn't really fucking matter when you're looking at it from cycles. most people don't understand that. Most people in crypto are like, 4-year cycle must be exactly on October 6th because that's 1 year after the high and 4 years or 3 years and 11 months from the previous low, and they're like, I have no leeway in this, situation, right? And so like they just don't understand how cycles work. But yeah, if we got that type of craziness to the downside, I'd be like, bros, it's early. And that would suck for a lot of people because it would give them less time to DC. It'd give them less time to earn more dry powder to throw at the market.
Right. Because I'm more in the camp of like basically what I kind of like. Because it gets so bad. Because like you want to hear the really worst case scenario I have is like, let's just say we hit down to 52K, we wick down to 48, and then we're trudging along trying to get back up to 60, and then the stock market finally takes tanks at that point, and then that we'll go into the 40s, maybe even the high 30s, basically. Because like what we actually need is we need crypto to be, we need Bitcoin to be up to 73,000 plus to give us enough leeway there, enough cushion that we don't get completely crushed into the goblin zone. I mean, true goblin zone. But everyone's crybabying in the industry is like, this is nothing new, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, all right, 2018 bear market, which is boring. It was painful. Like, so almost every Ethereum project went belly up, damn near, literally, because they held their entire treasuries in Ethereum, and Ethereum kept going down. It went from $1,400 per coin down to $80. Uh-oh. That's a problem. That's a huge fucking problem. Like you were like, oh yeah, we have $20 million. We have $1.5 million. Uh-oh. We're firing people now. We're letting people, the burn rate's like, you just like take your eyes off and you're like 3 months of just having the burn rate high and then like the prices go, uh-oh, now we're in some trouble. That's what happened.
Yeah, right? It could have killed the Ethereum Foundation. That's a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure they fumbled a lot of their Ethereum bags during, if we look, we probably look like that's where they lost a massive amount of their Ethereum was during that time. And past that, right? Like the last bear market we had in 22, like this same shit happened. It was just more newsreel. It was more like, oh my God, BlockFi. It was
headline worthy. That was the headlines were crazy. I think the headlines this time around, like Cardano dies or, whatever else we see coming around the corner. It wouldn't be good. Some of it wouldn't be good, right? But compared to what we saw last cycle, I think it would take. I'd be hard pressed to see as much negative, crazy shit as we saw last bear market. To be honest, in the capitulation portion of this one. So if we would have seen it, we would have seen half of that already, which we haven't.
But everyone's acting so fucking brand new. Like we haven't seen this already. Like all the people on Twitter, half these guys that were here last cycle.
I mean, look at David Hoffman of Ethereum. David Hoffman of Ethereum. He just couldn't take Ethereum not hitting a new all-time high one cycle. I mean, that's pretty bitch made.
Look, all these guys, let's be honest, most of them, right? Let's I'm not going too much of a limb here. Oh my God, I wasted 4 years. That was you in college, and that was you in high school. What the fuck are you crying about? You already been here before, loser. The fuck? Yep. Oh my God, I didn't get laid in high school. That already happened to you. You already wasted a 4-year cycle already. Let's not even talk about college. Like, oof. Bro, we can murder motherfuckers with that line.
Yep. Yeah, I know. David Hoffman, man. Like, I don't even know why he got into Ethereum. Yeah. Like, I know he was like convicted and stuff, but like, I actually do respect his podcast mate, the Ryan guy with glasses, for sticking with Ethereum because like he's like, no, I do understand why I got into this. Like it's the same thing as like getting into a project and being like, hey, I'm in it for the long term, but I'm also in it for XYZ reasons, and like not basically being able to be taken off that base. Right. It's like, I know this, I've experienced this, but like, yeah, like it's crazy to me when I see somebody that experienced just waffle that bad. And it's like, you're right. It's like, he just feels like he wasted 4 years and like, but I think it's other projects come in and dangle the money and be like, hey bro, and why are they doing it? They're doing it to bait and switch him and basically make Ethereum look bad.
Yeah.
Right. They're not going to be in his corner helping him out.
They're in a compromised position, but so is watch. I'm gonna play for some. Now they're playing this game on everything right now. Like all the influencers don't know what to think right now. They don't know what to think right now. Like, I'm seeing the schism. They have psyoped themselves from taking money from so many projects that now they can't put their fractured mind back into place anymore. That they're having trouble. Like, watch. Like, now I do like this guy. He's more of a comedian, right? But he is actually pretty correct on like what he's saying here in terms of like, not exactly.
This guy has some good shit. Yeah, they're not all bangers, but a lot of them are good.
Right. What he says here is a good thought experiment. Take it as a thought experiment, but look how he's kind of confused. He doesn't know which way to go. And now this resonated with a lot of people. Like,
all right, right now it's at $70, and the last time it was at $70, call it 3 years ago, the level of success that they have now compared to back then is pretty insane. Like, if you look at Solana as a whole, they're crushing it in a lot of metrics. I think in terms of adoption, in terms of general distribution, Solana's probably number one. But the problem is it's running into the same problem that Ethereum has been running into, where just because the network as a whole is having success does not mean that the actual token is going to do well. And that's why I think the model that Hyperliquid is doing works so well with the buybacks and all the revenue going to buy back the token. You kind of have to ask the question, what's the point of owning Solana or Ethereum other than the fact that it's like these old school style models where you're kind of betting on the community, or I guess the method of exchange, right? Where when people were trading meme coins, you wanted to buy meme coins, you needed to own Solana, right? And you need to pay in Solana for gas. And same with Ethereum back with NFTs. You needed Ethereum to buy the NFTs and to pay for the gas. But now I'm like, the odds of Solana going to new all-time high is so low to me, especially with the inflation that they have. I round trip basically my whole Solana trade. So it's really hard for me to imagine. And I did the same thing with Ethereum, by the way. And it's really, really hard for me to imagine a world where Solana does not run into the same thing that Ethereum does. And it's the core problem with 99% of crypto coins, where the network can be successful, but that doesn't mean the token is going to be successful.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's real gripes in what he's saying. Like, absolutely. Like,
and we tend to see history repeat, right? So Ethereum was attempting to repeat some of Bitcoin's history. It could on some, but not on all, right? And then Solana's trying to repeat both Bitcoin and Ethereum's history. It will on some, but not on all. And because like the one thing Bitcoin has been able to do every 4-year cycle is make a new all-time high. So many coins from 2017 can't say that. So many coins from 2021 are starting not to be able to say that, right? So like, go back, the further you go back, the more those coins have been dead. So, it's just a way to filter out, like, because Ripple, what's one thing, you got to respect about Ripple, right? Like, it still keeps coming back. It's like, I don't know how, I just don't, like sometimes the best marketing there, the best networking, like they do a lot of stuff in the background on the human element, right? That really is successful. And that's the thing that's kept them around. And if you were to tell somebody back in 2017, okay, bro, we're going to get mass adoption going into the 2028, 2029 bull cycle. Sit down for a moment. We're going to have to tell you what won. Well, Cardano's dead. Charles Hoskinson never built anything. Ripple's still around. Stellar Lumens runs like the infrastructure behind the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange and all this stuff. And you're like, what? Say that again? Like, Ethereum, you can't get past $5,000. But once we hit 2029, sure, it probably will. We'll have some, major bank adoption. BlackRock will be building on it. Like, you come and tell people the way crypto is right now, they'd just be like, their minds just like, because it doesn't fit like the perfect crypto world that everybody, that utopia you're kind of mentioning at the beginning that a lot of people want. It's like, no, it's going to get messy. It's going to get mass adoption. It's going to get very, very messy.
No, absolutely.
You have to roll the punches.
really think XRP could hit $10,000?
XRP definitely could hit $10,000. BlackRock is about to buy $9 trillion worth of XRP.
That's insane. Soulface, what do you think, bro?
Oh yeah, definitely 1,000%. XRP is about to hit $10,000, especially because of them going after the Swift banking system.
Okay, Gabe, what do you think, bro?
Without a doubt, XRP to 10 bands, and the reason is XRP has intrinsic value. Bitcoin doesn't.
Okay, Mark, what do you think?
XRP $10,000? No question.
Okay, cool. Luke, what do you think?
Absolutely. Wisdom Tree just recently filed an ETF. It's going to go berserk.
Okay, cool. Sage, what do you think, bro?
I think XRP could 100% hit $10,000 simply if they just take over the Swift banking system, which will put their market cap well over 1.2 quadrillion.
And then XLM said, hold my beer.
You know, okay, one thing, I mean, look, I'll tell you a secret that has helped me make a lot of money. And I've told people this in many CMCs, I mean, since the beginning, is I watch the jockey. Jeb McCaleb scares me on the amount of shit he gets into. He's allegedly very likely to have been the one that stole the money from Mt. Gox.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Obviously, I've got no evidence. There's no, but like, he sold the company. So he's like, so what you tell me, bro? He's like, you sold the biggest Bitcoin exchange, which was one laptop, to another dude, and he bought the one laptop company, and then he kept it as a one laptop company. Okay.
Sell it to a retard, let him make money, and then steal it back from the retard. Got it.
Right. You know, it's the sort of thing of like you sell the company off, but then like you make yourself a job where like if they don't use you, like the whole company goes under because they don't know how to use one line of code in the network. Like it kind of feels like you like set it up in a way where like, fuck, I can't upgrade the system at all for some reason. and then he goes on to like, all right, co-found XRP, and then leaves there once his, he's getting fucked up like Charles Hobson, and he makes sure he got his coins, and then co-founds XLM, a direct competitor to them. And then from there, he goes and starts a pod company with SpaceX, and then SpaceX uses them on all their spacecraft for human traveling and like cargo and stuff. And like that's about to go public for another fucking $2 trillion, which he definitely has some equity in that.
It's like, did he graduate Skull and Bones out of Yale? Like, which group is he with? Which group is he with? I want to know.
It's some group, but like, my God, bro, the amount of stuff he's been in, it's like, and then XLM. So during like, I almost said Barack Obama third term, which was really, but which was like, Biden. Under Biden, he manages somehow to become the central bank digital currency of the Ukraine during the time when they're siphoning all these hundreds of billions of dollars that never even like. I think like $280 billion. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just guesstimating on the amount of money. It was a very large, hundreds of billions of dollars. I think Zelensky said he only got 70 billion of it. He never got 200. So where did the other 300 billion go?
Yep. And Beeple's been kind of beefing up Hunter Biden. He had like a thing of Hunter Biden with like a 2028 thing. I'm like, oh my Jesus Christ, bro. If the U.S. wants to be a laughing stock of the world, sure. But like, what do you call it? Like, and then XLM with Ukraine also has privacy features on chain that they just don't talk about very much. And some reason, Monero gets, and ThorSwap and these others get all attacked for that privacy feature. But because XLM is catering to the banks, catering to the powers that be, they're like, well, we need it, but the normies can't have that.
Right.
And then we can launder all the, it's like, wow.
And XLM doesn't look too bad. Look, the all-time low this cycle, so far, it's been 14 cents. It's at 20. And I'm talking about, it's like 14.9 cents. So it's really 15 cents. So it's 25% or 33% above its all-time low right now. I might add a little. I mean, fuck. I might just say fuck you, man. Like, it's fuck XRP gang. It's a lamb dog. Fucking bang. Right? Just might. You never like. He's probably gonna get a nice payout. He's gonna have some cash. Maybe he scam pumps it. Maybe something's going on. Like even XRP now is making money. They're finally starting to make enough. They're finally starting to get paid from some of these contracts. I mean, Chainlink is starting to buy their own token. In what world do we live in where Chainlink is starting to buy their own fucking token back because they're starting to make money? So like.
They're definitely getting the contracts, yeah.
Yeah, right. that's one of the weirdest ones. Like Jed McHale was one of the strangest cases for me. Like that's the one. It was really like this part. He created Mt. Gox and then sold it. Right, like year before it gets hacked and everything like that. So he's like free and clear. It's almost like the guy who worked at Enron. His wife found out he was fucking prostitutes. They divorced him, and because he was getting divorced, they fired him at Enron. And because they fired him at Enron, he was not legally responsible for anything. So he kept all his money, and then he lost half his money, but he stayed out of jail. And right now, he's the largest landowner in Colorado.
Yeah. That is one of the wildest like investment stories that people just don't talk about very much.
Like talking about fucking her in the pussy. That damn, dude. I mean, man.
Going to jail, right? That's the biggest thing because like look at Sam Bankman-Fried. I think I saw somebody do a stat. We've talked about this plenty of times ourselves on Moongang and other things.
Yeah.
If they would have allowed him to keep the investments that he did in AI companies and different stuff, he would have been able to pay back all the bullshit
all the money back
10 times over, probably more, and like they wouldn't be having any problems, but they wanted to take him out. They were scared of him, right? I mean, like what if they just would have seen like, oh, this bro is kind of retarded with doing some sus shit, but he's also kind of genius on these other things.
Right.
You gotta take this motherfucker out before he gets too big. Like that's what CZ was thinking, I think, because he probably saw some of the smart things he was doing. It was like, oh no.
This guy's like semi-competent in some stuff.
Yeah.
He's semi-competent because like absolutely like he should just stayed away from trading. That was really where they got in trouble. If like even oh my god, I mean like the money printer, like the cell token Celsius, right? Machinsky. If they weren't retarded, like it's asking you can be so
the level
smart
of greed there. Yeah,
the level of greed's insane. Like I am almost 100% sure that every single U.S. exchange has taken money from customers and hasn't just got away with it. 100%. I mean, I don't think even Kraken, bro. I mean,
now they've made it for some exchanges. It's like, okay, if your coins are dormant for 3 years, okay, we can take that now. If you haven't touched your account in 3 years, like we're just gonna take that, and it's okay. Like what? It's crazy.
It's not. Fuck, man. It's a crazy world, man. This is why we push so much about like self ownership and stuff, and having let me see. Do I have it on me here? Fuck, if I could get it out of this pocket right here, but 1 second. I'm just trying to get.
Yeah, I was going to pull up the stat that I saw.
Having a treasure, self custody on your coins, you guys, is really, really, really important because the government can't nobody can take it from you. Your key, if they don't have those access to the keys, they don't get it.
Exactly.
Period. No one gets it but you, and that's what's so important. But yeah, go ahead, Charlie.
Oh no, I was just looking up on the background right now. I was trying to find the stat with Sam Bankman-Fried. I'm still scrolling through. I haven't found it yet. But like,
it's a crazy amount of money.
Oh, I think I found it. Okay, held today, FTX's venture bets would be worth $90 billion.
Yeah.
Shoo. And I think what 77 billion from a $500 million bet that they made on Anthropic. Oh man,
it's just moonshots, bro. Sometimes, but how ahead of the game was he? I remember the time when all the AI, like not even AI, it was just computer. It was just NVIDIA. Like fuck AI. No one was thinking AI. They were just thinking, wow, computer chip. Like computers are going crazy right now. That's all anyone was thinking with NVIDIA at the time was like, this compute's getting crazy. I remember when NVIDIA was like kind of blowing up and stuff. Like when we really like heard about it a little bit. It was just kind of like, damn it, like the components are getting crazy. There was no AI talk, bro. There was like zero AI talk. Oh, the only talk there was the metaverse at the time.
Yep.
But like, so he absolutely did something pretty cool there. Like, and looked into that area. But also, if you can find this stuff out, imagine with how rich he is, he probably was talking to some of these people who are in NVIDIA or some of these because he's in the tech space and like, oh, we're building an AI company and stuff. This is what we're doing. We're using NVIDIA's chips and stuff to kind of build these things out. Okay, so like that's sort of a thing where like you're a little closer to the fire. You kind of hear things. You're like, oh, I didn't even think you could use it for that. All right, I'll invest in it. Let's throw some. I'm fucking printing money right now. Shit, I'll sign you a $500,000 check right now. I'll sign you $1 million. Let's go. Let's take shots. And that's what. But that's the power of being close, or being that's what, like, living in a Vegas or living in a Silicon Valley or living in a New York or living in, if you're in the sort of like some hot tech sector places and stuff, you can hear things and you wouldn't even think, like, sometimes sometimes people have discussions with us and they have no idea what's going on in crypto, and they're like, wow, that's what's happening.
Yep.
Whoa. And then it's just light bulb moment,
Yeah, and there's a lot of people. I think that's the thing right now that's going to catch a lot of people off guard going into next year is like AI. That's it. Like, crypto's dead. It's never coming back. We don't need to pay attention to it. It's like, well, do you know, sir, that like, what do you call it? The DTCC, the infrastructure behind Wall Street, is going to be 24/7, 365. The CME is going to be 24/7, 365. The NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, everything is going towards that. And what's going to fuel that, boon, right? It's going to be stable coins. That's what people are going to be comfortable with.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand this. I can use this. It's kind of like, Zelle, Venmo, whatever, like, okay, I can kind of start. That's where it's going to be. That's the gateway drug is stable coins, I think. But yeah, most of those guys don't know it until it happens. But then you have somebody like Stanley Druckenmiller who, actually, worked with Kevin Warsh and was really good with funds and everything. And he says, this is going to happen. Larry Fink says, this is going to happen. You have some of the brightest minds and biggest players in the traditional space saying, this is where we're going. And people just aren't hearing it. It's not hitting until, like, they see it, right? Basically. So I think that's where you see, like, the what do you call it? The rotation in money later this year going from AI back into crypto. It's not going to take away from the AI bubble totally or anything. The AI will still, keep going, right? But I think most people won't see that coming, and because by that point, sentiment will just be rock bottom as well.
Yeah.
So interesting times ahead.
Definitely.
I think we have some super chats too, maybe a couple, but yeah.
King Kong, what's going on, man, with the Canadian $5? So how long do you think we have to buy Sol until it goes up to $600, $800 in 2 years or more, or less time? So
probably at least that amount of time.
Yeah, at least that amount of time. Yeah, it's probably more of a 29, but we could get early. It could be like this cycle where, like, 28 is really the big year because the election is in the middle. Everyone's promising, everyone's happy, or super sad. I mean, that's what this next election cycle, I'm like, it's because I just don't have enough information right now who's running. I feel it's going to go Republican, but because the Democrats just don't have anybody palatable at all. Like, it's just, there's no, I mean, I can't even, like, there was a time when, like, maybe The Rock was like possibly they could put him up there, but now, like, no one gives a fuck, bro. Like, it's so, I mean, it'd have to be Denzel Washington running. I mean, if I'd have to be like it'd have to be like Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt fucking running.
Or Samuel L. Jackson. Everybody likes Samuel L. Jackson.
The rents are too damn high. Something sort, but even that, like, there's no one. I mean, really, like, what, like, they're just not. They're just not, like, right now.
What if they went with Hunter Biden, bro? How interesting would that be?
Bro, he talks sometimes and it's hilarious, bro. Because he's so real with it too. He's like
it's like the drugs haven't melted that brain totally yet. He's still got it. He's got it more than his dad.
He's got a little, because if you see how his dad could talk. Like, Biden,
back in the day, he's a retard, but he could talk.
Yeah. But Biden's son Hunter got a little bit of it and stuff, and he is charismatic and shit. And then some people like because all the edits and stuff, right? Like let me show something actually. With the edits and stuff, right? I mean, people are like, "Oh yeah, he fucks bitches." Like this is incredible. He fucks whores instead of kids. This is insane. Like, I can't believe.
And family members.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh boy.
But the sad shit is that is like, we're going in the right direction, at least. Like, from like that's how down bad we are right now.
It's like, yes, we are in idiocracy now. Congratulations, we have President Camacho coming around.
He's like, I mean, it's sort of the nature boy, right? Like he's like the nature boy, like but there's a way. Like they're obviously pushing him, so I wouldn't be surprised that he would be running for something at some point.
They're going to put the tentacles out there to see what would the response be. Is it bad enough, right? Or are people so short term in their memory these days that at least it's better than Kamala, like, bro.
Because we all know, like the presidents, all they can do is domestic shit, and then all the international shit is being run by somebody else, dude. Like that's what's happening. No, I do approve with a lot of it. Like we're gonna like the Cuba. Remember, we were forgetting about Cuba. They're gonna go after Cuba in this year.
Yeah, they're already starting to sanction them and basically cut them off economically, right?
Yeah, and I mean the way I can see Biden is like Hunter going with it.
That's also why they need the Iran thing figured out, because they can't go after Cuba while they're doing it to Iran.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's like, I guess you haven't heard of two theaters, Charlie.
Haven't heard of massive failure. Yeah. historical levels of failure. Yeah.
I actually don't think the Cuba one's going to go bad.
No, I think the Cuba one's relatively easy.
Yeah, because the people there. I mean, basically, they're just like they're putting the Cuban people are under a ton of pressure. They need oil right now. They cut them off. They put pressure on Mexico not to send them oil anymore. They can't get it from Venezuela anymore. There's talks of golden parachute deals where like, we come in, you get out, and then you basically don't get tried. Okay. I mean, a lot of people are going to take that deal, basically, and the scary part is that there's a fucking there's a Chinese military base in Cuba. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, that is kind of like, whoa, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's like 90 miles off of like Miami Beach stuff. we got a communist thing, but
we had that mayor. I think she wasn't in California that like had ties to CCP, and she had to like step down or whatever. Like that's definitely existing internally somewhere within other parts of the country for sure.
For sure, bro. For sure. I'm trying to upload this video, but it's taking forever. But
of what?
Oh, it was just like a thing about editing and stuff. Like you can make anyone if you can edit it correctly, you can make almost anyone cool. And if that's all that they know about you, you can easily sway everyone like sheep very easily.
It's called Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you something. So there's this dorky accountant dude. Like literally, he's like older Indian Pakistani dude, basically. And he's like, I want to be famous, so I'm gonna take it over. And then he has like all this cool music and edits and shit. and everyone's like, wow, this is incredible marketing, basically.
Nice.
Okay, I just uploaded. Cool. So let's see where it's at. Okay. The future of marketing, Charlie. But like this is like they'll do a couple of Hunter Biden edits and this. And as long as he doesn't sound too retarded on some subjects, I mean, they might prop him up.
This is a message to all finance bros. My name is Kumar. I'm a retired accountant. And I'm going to steal your jobs by becoming the biggest accounting influencer in the world.
My husband wants to be famous, so please follow him.
This shit will work.
This is a message to all finance bros. My name is Kumar. I'm a retired accountant. And I'm going to steal your jobs by becoming the biggest accounting influencer in the world.
The name Kumar, man. Yeah, he just needs to go a little Turkish Airlines and bada bing, bada boom.
Kumar. But he's like, I'm going after your jobs, finance bros. And the comments were like, marry your editor, bro. Marry your video editor. Never leave him.
Maybe it's the wife. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's pretty hilarious and stuff. But that's what I'm talking about. It's just like that because like you can go viral off a video and that's all people know. Like one of my favorite comments I ever see is like, I want you to know this is my first impression of you. Someone goes viral off some ridiculous shit, some horrid shit some girl says, and he's like, Girl, I want you to know this is the only context I have about you at all. Yeah. But to be wrecked, not to be wrecked, man. And the way not to be wrecked is to buy those when those crashes happen, is to have the testicular fortitude to buy. And you don't have to feel, you just have to buy with what you have. I mean, there's no like crying over spilled milk. I could have had so much more, Miguel. I could have had this. Even if it's just like I had $1,000, fuck it. I bought with that $1,000 and I'm gonna keep buying, and you'll be able to build yourself up, you know.
Yep.
And that's what it is. I mean, I'm not saying there's ever a time to take a loan. I'm not saying it's right now, but it's, you know, if you're gonna like borrow money and take a personal loan or do some stuff, this is when you start doing it just to have the money ready. If you like, I'm not saying telling you to do that, but 2026 is much better than doing it in 29.
Yeah.
Or 28.
By a goddamn mile.
By
Like
miles.
anybody who I meet in real life who we ended up on the conversation of crypto, and they're just like, man, I kind of understand it now because I've heard so much about it in the media finally being legitimized, all this stuff, but I still like, man, I just don't know. I'm just too late. Like, I don't think this train going to keep going? Like, is it just going to fizzle out? Like, they're just so confused, right? Because they never were able to get in, and then they kind of have like that, they feel like they're too late syndrome. And like, when you explain it to them, hey, there's these things called cycles. Once every 4 years, you have like everybody's saying it's dead, which is why you've never gotten in. But if you're like, hey, it's hit this $100,000 mark, it's probably going to hit $1 million. If you can understand that argument and that aspect of it, and you can be like, okay, I do understand once every 4 years, it's just at a massive discount. Like, just buy the lows, man. But like getting people into that it's like counterculture mentality to some extent, just not thinking with the herd, not thinking with the sheep, just getting to an actual level of understanding, which is what we do in the crypto mindset course. We do it in the Citadel, because a lot of people misunderstand how stuff actually works. They might hear it and know the concept a little bit, but they don't really pay attention enough to understand it. Then they miss it, right? So yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, deepen your understanding. There's at some level you do have to kind of have a little faith when it comes to how this whole game will pan out at the end of the day, because you don't know everything, right? Like there's going to be some blind spots no matter what. And so you're going to have to at some point kind of go out on a limb and say, well, I got 90% of enough information to say like, okay, 2026, yeah, it will be like 2022. It will be like 2018. It will be like 2014. It will be like 2010, right? Like if you go back to each of those, I think I saw this other guy on Twitter today. He had this chart of just all the lows of each bear market. And it's like, dun, 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 like in price, like it was like what, like a few $100, some thousands, some tens of thousands, and now, some tens of thousands, and then eventually some hundreds of thousands. And like, it's like because so many people are so focused on the highs, right? They're not focused on the higher lows. When they see the higher lows, it becomes obvious. It's like that guy that does the video. I'll probably pull it up this week. At some point, he's like, Bitcoin's bad. Don't buy it because it crashes. It went all the way up to $30 and then it crashed all the way to $2. And then it went up to, $300 and then it crashed all the way down to $50. And then it went all the way up to, $1,000 and it crashed down to, $200. And then it went all the way to $20,000. And then it crashed down to $3,100. And then you're like, okay, yeah, just don't buy Bitcoin because it always crashes. Like, like, man, people are just focused on the wrong things. Like they, I guess in that partially that's the TikTok brain as well, because they just don't have the, the focus.
Yeah. I mean, people are talking about Sol. I think Sol is going to do pretty good. They're going to have some competition with Base at some point when that launches. That's going to be the first real competitor they actually have. And the one thing that Solana doesn't have versus Base is they have a massive exchange that can funnel people into the ecosystem. Now, obviously, like something like Crypto.com.
One of the best onboarding tools. One of the best.
Absolutely. Because like the BNB ecosystem would be nothing without Binance.
Yep.
Right. So there's all that there. But like they may end up launching the coin too much of a high market cap. They'll still pump a little bit and then it'll crash. So like I'm more under the camp that it launches in 27 with fairs if they're trying to like map it correctly, but it's totally possible they launch it in the summer. I mean, they launch it late summer, or they launch it in quarter 4. Like
That would be great timing. Great timing. Like if they could launch it, like a lot of coins, right? Some like they know there's going to be a sell off at the beginning. It's like, hey, if we launch it in September, it might have a little run and then just drops into the 4-year cycle with Bitcoin. The early bots and stuff get out of there. You get the price flush. You find a first bottom, and then you start recovering into early 27. Boom. Like that whole accumulation period there when it's first out, that would be perfect, right? Because if you launch once you're in that uptrend of the bull market, then that first crash hits a lot harder. So it's kind of like you want to get that first crash out of the way sooner rather than later. But the people, any of the projects that launched, beginning of bear market, they crash for so long, like they die. Sometimes they don't make it out of that. So a lot of teams claim, oh, we don't time it with the market. We don't try to. It's like, well, you should, or I don't believe that you don't. One of the two.
You have to have a little fair win and stuff like that. But like it's accumulating time, right? When you don't have money, time is your friend. Time's on your side right now. But these next 6 months are going to be an incredible amount of accumulation, and really, honestly, a full year. It's really like you have a year right now to the middle of 27. There's going to be less like incredible buys in 27, but still really good DCAs with like some. I promise you, there are going to be between quarter 1 and quarter 2. There will be a crash somewhere in there, and it's going to be this last train leaving the station for the crazy low buys, and we're fully off into a bull run.
This last cycle in early 23, what that was, right, was Bitcoin got up to like $30,000, came back down, landed at 25 for like, I don't even remember how long, quite a while, right? Like maybe like 3 months or something, right? And then it, hockey sticked up, but that last down move and then that sideways accumulation during that time, like that's what you're speaking of, right? And so how much of a discount you get at that time, like that's debatable, but it's like last train aboard. And that's when you can start going into altcoins a little bit more too, right? Because then by that point we already have narratives set, we already have different patterns there, versus now it's like, stick to the cores unless there's something that you really have high conviction in, and that it's not going to make up a majority of your portfolio. But it's a challenge for some people because they're not paying attention at the right times. I remember I had a consultation with a guy from Iraq at the end of last year, and he's been in America for like 20 or for quite a while, right? I just remember telling him, I'm like, bro, like, because he's like trying to basically get a lot of cash and stuff for getting in. I'm just like, just accumulate it all and then just buy as much as you can the second half of 26. And I'm like, man, it's just like the keep it simple, stupid strategy. If he's following, what we discussed during that consultation, like he's going to set himself up really, really good. And so I'm just like, I hope to hear that that's the case for him down the line. But, because I think he was trying to like, get his parents a retirement house and stuff like that. So he was trying to take care of his family, which, is good. But a lot of those guys, like there's another guy who came around, he lives in Dubai or whatever, and he was on the strategy. So it's good to see when those guys come back to our consultations, because if they do stick with the strategy, it's like, keep it simple, stupid. It's not that crazy, but by doing that, they can win pretty big. But a lot of people want to get fancy.
People always want to get fancy. I mean, it's kind of what it is. Of course, that's what it is. Someone just said, like, go check out what the president of Colombia just tweeted. And I was like,
Oh, yeah, he tweeted something earlier today. What do you call it? Like the hail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
If it was the president of Argentina, I would have been like,
Yeah.
Peter Thiel just went over there. Can you imagine Peter Thiel fucking tweeted that out?
You probably would too. Probably.
The funniest shit ever, dude. Oh my god. But Fuck, that'd been funny, man. That'd been so funny. I was like, oh my god, bro, they're cooking eugenics down there, bro. It's back. Argentina's back, bro. Fuck. But yeah, man. I think where is it? I wanted to show this here. I wanted to get your take on this, Charlie. Okay, here it is. I wanted you to hear this worst case scenario from these traders. These traders make me laugh sometimes because like they're always just moving money market arounds and stuff like that. And obviously, like everything, right? Like some of them are going to be like some money, but a majority of their people make money off of like they forget to trade the assets, they're holding spot, and the coins go up, and then they have the wealth effect, and then some of them are able to make some big money, and then they fumble it in other trades. Is kind of what happens, you know. If
they're too short term a lot of the time, and they do too much leverage.
Yeah. But like anything, if you're able to trade really correctly and you're gonna make a fuck ton of money. It's an incredible amount of money, but like everyone does at some point have like their hot hand at the dice table, you know. Right. But at some point it gets good or bad. So let's hear what they have to say.
Crypto going to like literal zero.
Okay.
And
maybe
maybe
second worst case scenario then.
I guess it's you're asking in like relation to I guess the markets right now. What is the worst case scenario? I guess the worst case scenario is like hype gets exploited, Zcash gets exploited, quantum takes Satoshi's coins, and then Ethereum goes to like $10,000. Like that, then I'm truly in shambles. But I don't know how likely that is. I think.
So has he gotten rid of his Ethereum position?
Yeah,
now?
of course. That's why he's in shambles. He's completely. Yeah, he has no Ethereum.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah, because I wasn't he like only like Ethereum focused last cycle or something.
He was pretty Ethereum. He was a big yield farmer, so he had Ethereum, but he was yield farming on everything. So you need Ethereum heavy duty in 21.
Right.
Yeah. This last cycle, he bet very heavy on like Canton and a bunch of these kind of like. Basically, he bet heavy on a lot of these derivative plays off of like DAI turning into Sky and all this stuff and all these networks, and they just didn't pan out. He lost a lot of money, but then he managed to he just went on this nice little run at the end there with Zcash and other stuff, and that's kind of how he made his portfolio back. But basically, he fumbled.
And then got rugged.
Yeah, he fumbled. He fumbled his last cycle almost damn near completely. From what people are saying, obviously, I don't like from what I've read.
I don't know the guy personally, yeah.
But then made it back at the tail end of 25. Oh, just like a phoenix he rose again, and then like now we went back down basically.
Shoots and ladders and stuff. But at least we at least want some shoots though. I mean, yeah, more shoots than slides, and you're good.
Yeah.
But what's the last part they say?
Yeah.
But I don't know how likely that is. I think both hype and Zcash has been kind of de-risked recently. But yeah, I mean, the obvious answer is like things going down even more. The worst case.
Yes, basically. I mean, it's just because
the worst case scenario is things going down more. You think? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and he's been around enough long. I'm shocked that he's shocked by it, but it's just like yeah, dude, we're close. We're honestly close, man. We're like within the low could happen in the month from now, 3 months from now. Like it's right. We're right here. We're in the pocket. We're in the pocket now.
Yeah. I kind of look at that as like not seeing the forest from the trees, right? You kind of you wrap yourself in it so much that you just like are hyper focused on where you're planting your feet, but you're not like zooming out. So,
right.
Or you need to zoom out, but like, what do you call it? You're so like you're focused on every tick, every dollar that goes up and down and everything. And you just get too emotional with it, because that's why these guys make the dumb decisions. They had a strategy for like 6 years and then they totally abandon it. Yeah. And then usually that's right when that strategy is about to turn around.
I know it's always like it's like the pick, right? You're about to you're about to hit diamonds and you're that. But let's talk about one of the best counter traders or in the whole market.
Shout out Arthur Hayes. He's
Hype is one of the best coins in the world, and now it's no longer the best coin in the world. I wonder why.
Well, at the end of the day, this is a cash flow story, right? It's all about price to earnings. Will that get out of whack? Will there be more competition in, let's call it, real world asset perps, whether that's from centralized exchanges like Binance, whether that's from TradFi exchanges getting the message and listing, competing products. So this is a perfectly competitive market. It's not like they have a patent on a perpetual swap. And so we're going to see how Hyperliquid competes. These are the same concerns that drove Hyperliquid from 60 to 20 last fall, which was low to no fee competitors from places like Lighter and EdgeX and Aster, which was the first salvo of exchanges recognizing the extinction event that is a properly structured DEX and listing a competitor to try to take away volume. Hyperliquid overcame those ultimately. And now we're sitting above where it was last fall. But this real world asset craze is going to generate competition, and we're going to see how Hyperliquid does against that. Well, at the end,
that's true. That is true. It's like if you have competition and you're basically when you're number one, that's all you're able to do in price, and then competition comes in. It could take a lot away if they're able to get it.
The question is, can they get dethroned as Coca-Cola for perp DEX on DeFi? Right? They're not competing with Bybit. They're not competing with Binance. They're competing on the DeFi side. And Binance isn't going to go over and do perps on the DeFi side, except for a little bit with Aster, but they're not. That's not their focus, right? And that's the best. Like if you look at all the perp DEXs in DeFi, it's like Aster has the best chance simply just because of who's behind it, right? But like,
not that it has the best tech, but it's just the backer.
Correct. But Hyperliquid does have the advantage of we're so far ahead of everybody else. So.
Absolutely.
I kind of see Hyperliquid keeping its status as the Coca-Cola in that section. But there's going to be what we often get in crypto is duopolies. So not a monopoly, but two large players. And then there's everybody else. With exchanges, it's a little different because you got plenty of those. But, in terms of other things, like, for example, like Oracle chains, you got Chainlink, massive, 80-90% of the market. Then you got Python, maybe two others that are maybe somewhat decently relevant, right? And maybe Python does something cool and Chainlink fumbles for one cycle, and they come back and they go from being 10% market share to 30% market share, and Chainlink goes from 90% to 70 or something like that, whatever, right? That's that's the best case scenario for the second place player. The PerpDex player is going to have to show who they are within the next 2 years and fast to beat Hyperliquid. So in that respect, I think that's why Wall Street is going towards Hyperliquid with the ETF buys a lot. One, they know that this can be manipulated and they can win both ways, right? Yeah. And then the other thing I think they see is just it's so far ahead of everybody else. If we just bet on that, you have over a 50% chance of winning.
I can see, even right now, right now, everyone's cashing Polymarket are number one and number two right now, even in that market, right? Because they don't have tokens right now. There is a chance that actually a competitor can come in because right now Polymarket has horrible optics right now because they didn't pay a bunch of people out for shit they should have got paid for, basically, right? And basically what they're not saying it, but basically what they're saying is because it leaked a little bit that Saylor was going to sell some coins. And the market didn't know that, but I thought that's what the prediction markets are supposed to be. So the thing is that they have that information. That information comes out. It's a truth engine. And
we should get a Polymarket and call sheet bet going on, whether Cultivate Crypto will get its channel back on YouTube.
Right. We should get that up, right? Absolutely. But it's insider trading engine. That's what it is, and that's what they want. And it does tell you the truth because once the odds change, you're like, I know what's going to happen, especially when it gets really close to it. It is extremely accurate. But right now, what someone needs to do is they need to make it decentralized. You need a public facing guy that has his version of Polymarket with a token come out and basically set extremely clear rules. This is how you get paid. This is how you don't get paid. And if that's how it goes, we're paying it. I'm sorry. And they don't want to say this part too. It has to pay out like a bookmaker. No matter who wins, they win no matter what. So hey, look, if this side wins, you can win up to 90% of the money. The 10% with the bookie, what they really want when you have a sports book, right? An illegal starts book, is you want almost the same amount of money on both sides.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. You can pay, even if it was like lopsided like this, yeah, they'll take the lion's share of the money, but the bookie will still get 5 or 10% of the entire pool every time.
Well,
That's how they stay profitable. And like this is why like it's crazy they didn't want to pay out the other side, because they should already have that already.
Yeah.
In
Well, and the slots on Vegas are like just statistically, right, are like the biggest proof of that, because
Correct.
like pretty much their entire history, they've been like what do you call it, making all their winnings off of people. The casinos have been making all their winnings off of people with like a 2% advantage, right? It's like, hey, we're going to guarantee that we win, every 2 cents that somebody puts in with $1. But somebody hits that $1 million jackpot, we're going to give it to them, but we're still making plus 2% on that trade, overall on average, right? So it's kind of like they're almost like in the same business as what Visa and MasterCard are, in their realm, but it's just a different optic. But yeah, they have to, play both sides. It's like when Vegas gets so skewed that it's like, oh no, you're just draining people, because that's the difference between the mob and the corporate culture. Like when the mafia, I think that one, I forgot what the guy's name is, but there's one guy who's been, on YouTube a lot about mob stuff.
Francesco.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's like, yeah, the mob ran Vegas better than the corporations did because they didn't bleed people dry.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's absolutely true. You have to be a certain size of player to even get anything. But once you can break up the threshold, then it becomes a rat race, because then you have to play a certain amount per year to keep getting those perks. And it's just and then most, like, there's some years you can win, but eventually you'll go on a bad losing streak. Like, and if it's fun, like if it's just a hobby, like I just like gambling because it's fun, cool. But like, it's a very bad habit, especially if you. And this is why, like the poly market stuff is like you can just go on. I have an internet connection, I can gamble. Like
did you hear it in South Korea, because it's illegal? Gambling's illegal in South Korea. They're starting to go after individuals who are proven to use the platform. They're not going after the platform because they can't bring the platform down. So they're just going after individuals using it, kind of like a what do you call it? Like the Red Scare for that, which is kind of crazy.
I mean, people want to gamble on games and stuff. I mean, all they have to do is like, all right, you can do it. You have to give 50% of the profits to the tax authority or whatever if you want to do it. And then, I mean, it's not cool, but you'd be like, all right, South Korea can now gamble on games, but like half of the profits Kashi or Polymarket make, you're giving 50% to the government.
Yeah,
not the individuals, but like just the profit you're making. Like, we don't make profits.
It's like it all goes to right. That goes to the Department of Education, Health, Schools, or something, right?
They'll be like Kashi Korea and like Polymarket Korea, which is independent orgs, and they make no money at all every year. That's a fuck shit they will do. I know they would do.
Yep.
But I want to play something for you, Charlie. So this made me laugh. So I always like seeing when the big streamers talk about crypto a little bit. So you got In Ross talking, bitching a little bit about Ethereum here, and it's kind of and look, he's on Polymarket, of course, right. But yeah, like, just to go on the Polymarket thing for 1 second, is you need somebody like this is what we're doing. Half of the money that I'm making from my Polymarket is buying up our Polymarket token, always and forever. So it doesn't matter which side it happens. There's always a cheese grater. We're making the supply of our Polymarket token, whatever the fuck it is, smaller, and so our end user keeps getting thing. And if you can also get lower fees or no fees if you use, you always have to give that. You use our token to pay for stuff. You get lower fees. Okay, cool, right? So there's maybe that sort of stuff in there, right? But like the main thing is like, hey, I'm gonna fix this. Like if a person of like high moral, like, hey, that's fucked up. You didn't get paid. We're reviewing this. We're paying everybody out. We're gonna fix it all up and stuff. Or like they'll have a fund here. Like, hey, we have a slush fund here. We're just gonna pay. We're gonna return everyone's money back, and we're gonna give a little vig on everybody else. It's not a perfect situation, but we're just gonna get past it because it's more than our competitor. Our competitors won't even do this shit at all. And like that's how somebody wins. Like Polymarket and Kashi can completely be destroyed because like if you go more decentralized but with high trust central point of figure, but that figure has to live outside the states. He's gonna have to be like a pirate. That's the type of individual, but that could just destroy all competition with it and stuff like that. But it's like you'd have to do it.
Yep.
Do you guys think crypto is dead? Yes or no? That's the sad part, bro. Like, look at like ETH. I Are you guys still in ETH and Bitcoin and shit? And if you are in crypto, what crypto are you in? It's so all my ETH holders know it's so sad. We've all held ETH for years, chat, and it's just like how sad is it, bro? ETH is like that like lazy cousin that that had potential that never lived up to his potential because he was lazy. Aiden, watch. So you look at you. So you. Yeah, I hate you retards. No. It's not. No. Fuck no. Don't do that.
Pause
You're
it.
the ETH of streaming.
The ETH of streaming. The one thing right there is like, it's like hindsight's always 2020. Like, let's say Ethereum goes to, cool, 15, 20K and is there for a while too, before then it goes up to another price at some point in the future. It's like, man, we were just gifted the best, long-term accumulation, kind of channel and history. And then boom, it broke out. Tom Lee was right. Like, it's like, this will just look so retarded when it gets to that point. I think we will get to that point. So it's all the not seeing the forest from the trees stuff there for sure.
It's like when CZ tweets out like buy the dip, and like the price nukes right after it, like right after he does it.
Yeah.
But then he quote tweets it a year later, and it's like, yeah, that was an incredible price to buy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, not perfect price, but incredible price.
Yeah, especially like 8 years, imagine like the dip of like okay, let's just say when Bitcoin first popped to $3,000 in 2016, in 17, right? And then it crashed back down to $1,000, and I said bought the dip, and it crashed to 50% or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I look stupid on that tweet. Come today, buy Ethereum at $3,000, bro, and it's like, Miguel, dude, that was such a good call, dude. Yeah, but it took even more. What am I talking about? It took 9 years. 9 years, but like, hey, even right now in a bear market, that's up.
But you could have bought it that entire 9 years.
Yeah.
And you'd have a bag. And it's like, some other coins don't give you that opportunity.
No, absolutely. I think you're right. Like, I personally, I think Ethereum's going to have a nice run in 27. I think we have a little return to monkey. And just to go off of there's some coins, like there's this big kind of misconception because like the coins that typically have done the best have been L1s. L1 coins have done 100Xs because like in 21, the average L1 did about 100X. That was kind of the average return. It was nice, or at least even if they underperformed, it was a 30 to 40X. Incredible returns, bottom to top, of course, right? But if a hyperliquid, I know it's done like it gave an airdrop to some people, but like if you look at the chart, even though like I'm trying not to talk shit, but it hasn't really done much, really. Like and like as a person, I'm a boomer in crypto terms. I've been around in 17 and in 21. I know what real fucking runs are. That it has not run. Zcash made a run. That's a real run. Okay.
Yeah.
Hyperliquid, it's still under $100. What the fuck are we talking about? Like it went to $20 maybe, and then like it ran up to like $75, and people thinking like it's the second coming of Jesus. Like what are we talking? And like on top of it,
I forget what coin we were talking about a couple of weeks ago or something, but like I was doing like where it could go in the next run just based on fib levels and stuff.
Yeah.
But, and like people are like, stop, you're doing moon math, and I'm like, bro, this in like 2017 would be like massive underperformance. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even going to crazy numbers. That's how bad the sentiment is on crypto, right now, because, we didn't get a crazy alt run last cycle. People think, doing a 5X is crazy now. You know what I mean? Like,
they're not even moon boys anymore. They're fucking traders. They're little like hip hop. They're literally just like like, wow, I made 40. It's like, look at the market. We're like, what's his name?
it was INJ. I think that I was talking about that with Injective.
Yeah. INJ is a great coin. I think it's going to make a good run. I mean, you're 100% right on that, Charlie. I'm very bullish on INJ, but Arthur Hayes is over here like trading his whole portfolio and just saying, "Fuck it, I'm out." Like he's doing all this stuff to make 40%. Now, 40% on like tens of millions of dollars is a fuck ton of money. Like I'm not discounting that, but like we're talking about percentage of returns. Like he kind of just like sold the bag for like 40%, 60%, which is it's.
And to be honest, for what he's getting versus how far down the risk curve he's going to do that,
it's
not the smartest, right?
It's crazy amount of work too.
Yeah, he could be doing that with safer tokens than what he is.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he had leverage and he sold and he like he's doing all the smart stuff. But we're just looking like what the coin has.
And he does get plenty of insider information for
correct.
Sure.
And but also look at the amount of work he also has to do. He has to like go on every show, do this. I mean, he is like he is talking these bags up, and then also like destroying a bit of his credibility as well because everyone's like, oh, now now that he sold his bags, now he's like flooding my bags, which he's probably shorting too. On top.
Yeah.
Of
oh
it.
yeah. Well, and Arthur Hayes would be like, what credibility? He's like, I was the market manipulator 2017. You trust me again? Joke's on you, bro. Like, that's kind of like what I would think he would think about that.
And he got humbled too, because I mean, all his calls coming out of this bear market in 22, 23 were god awful. All of them did, bro. He got wrecked so fucking. I mean, I think the only person who lost more percentage wise would probably be like Alex Becker in GameFi, probably. And like respect, I mean, obviously Alvin Becker's got other crypto. I'm not saying he went to zero, but I'm just saying like how heavy Alex Becker went in GameFi. Oh, that went bad, right? Oh, fuck. But like, I mean, he what's his name? Arthur Hayes went so like crazy deep into NFTs and NFT marketplaces. Oh, I mean, obliteration, and like most of the coins he chose at that time just did shit too. I mean, it was just horrible. Like, I mean. I read some of those theses and stuff. I mean, they made sense, but some of it, like, and a lot of it didn't come true, and it went in some other direction, basically. And me and Charlie were speculating for a long time that, like, that's why we went so heavy. Like, we were very heavy in 21 alt portfolios, and we went extremely like 40-50% Bitcoin, Ethereum, which like I don't know why people didn't think we were serious about that, but we were like consistently telling people like
because I hear the number of exits on possible and other things.
Yeah.
So. Is what outpace Bitcoin and Ethereum. I get it, but like it is, easier to do when you're holding them.
Let's hear what he has. Let's finish the clip. Let's see if he says anything else, or he's just crying.
You're the ETH of streaming. Yeah, hell nah, bro. Y'all are actually like weird as fuck on God. like ETH will never go to 5K. What's ETH's peak again? What was it? It's like, what was ETH's peak? 4,000 what? No, I thought we peaked at 5. No, it was never 5K. What was ETH's near peak after Trump won when everything was going up? 4.2? No, Lico, I thought it was like 4.4.
4.8, probably. Yeah.
Pull up a goddamn chart, bro. Like not that hard.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know. He's a streamer, and he's like,
yeah, but like if you're gonna speculate, just like know what the hell you're talking about. Like just go pull up a chart and be like, it did hit $5,000, bro. Like it is like it'll never hit $5,000 again. That's the most retarded shit I've ever heard in my goddamn life.
I mean, if in a way you think about it, I mean, he probably has stagnated. I mean, like he actually is kind of like the Ethereum of streamers. Like he's doing a lot of infrastructure play. Like brand risk is incredible. He's doing a lot of very smart investments to keep himself relevant, but he's not really getting more famous. Like he's like this. He's kind of like or lazily going up.
But he's at a very high level.
He's at a very high level and stuff. So like he's maintaining his lifestyle and he's working really hard. I mean, brand risk is huge. I mean, like people come out all over the world just go to it and stuff. And he's putting in really interesting fights. So I'm not saying he's being lazy, but he's kind of like, if you look at his fame level, he's kind of like Ethereum, actually, legitimately, price-wise. Like,
I see. Yeah, just kind of
very high market cap, but it's kind of just stuck right there, And I will go.
Good place to be, though. I mean, yeah.
No, absolutely. Like, but it's stacked. Yeah, but he's at a very high. Like, it is. You have to understand. Like, it is. Like, okay. So I had a talk with a couple guys over the weekend, right? And one of the things I said, like, and they were because people were asking me. What's going on in the landscape with like streamers and revenue and businesses. I said, basically, if you've been around a while, everyone's stagnant. Everyone's online sales are stagnant down. Everybody. And it's not crypto. It is across the board. It is everybody. And part of it is you have another generation of streamers, which are the Zoomers are coming in. They're causing competition. So it's sort of like we have all these people coming to the marketplace. And so basically you have the same amount of people buying. But yeah, we have more sellers of product and stuff. So some people, if they're able to maintain or they're still here and stuff like that, it's actually pretty impressive. We're like, and I was like, well, how are some people on the internet going nutty? Well, if you're going viral, if you're brand new and you're going viral, if you're zero, any sales are infinite. So when you come into the space and you're brand like clavicular as an example, it's like up and to the right, but now even clavicular is starting to stagnate a little bit too as well. Like, and that's kind of what happens.
And that's how things generally, when you're getting better at something, that's how things grow. You hit these kind of like stair step moves. So you get, like learning a language, for example, if you just like, I'm going to pick up Russian today. Well, if I learn 10 words in Russian, right, the like level of increase is extremely good. And then, well, now I need to learn 10 more words to keep that up, right? And then eventually I have, like enough words to say what I want to say, and then I get comfortable. I don't learn any new words for a while, but I know how to communicate. I learn grammar better. I learn these things, and I kind of stagnate for a while. Yeah. And then you go on another run, and it's like, oh shit! It's like these, what you want to call them, like they're not boom bust. They're more like boom, and then nothing for a while.
Yeah.
Boom. And at each level you go up, it's less and less payoff to push to that next level. So like, he's done that move up many times, and it's like, okay, to get to that next crazy move, it takes like the amount of energy that it takes for him to do that is way more than necessarily the cost of that, right? It's like, is it worth doing that? For Jake Paul, he found ways to do that, but he had to go like fight Mayweather, he had to do some ridiculous shit. Yeah, he had to do ridiculous shit to get that. And like, I mean, you look at Aiden there, he's just like, I can't even be bothered to pull up the Ethereum chart, but I have a lot of money in it. It sucks. I'm going to sell it all and make a terrible financial decision for myself because I'm lazy. Yeah. Right.
And the only reason these guys have so much crypto is because they're being paid by casino companies which deal with crypto. So Stake is paying these guys a lot of money. So this is why Drake has a lot of Ethereum and Bitcoin. This is why XQC has a lot of Bitcoin. I mean, I'm shocked at how much these streamers, how much wealth they actually have in crypto, as well as like Aiden as well. He has a lot of Ethereum because it's very easy to get paid out like that, And in the long term, if they don't fumble, they're going to be they're going to be fine as long as they don't fumble it, right? XQC is like, fuck, man, that guy, I mean, ridiculously rich. Like, but it's to get to those positions. But at some point, who knows? Maybe that might close the loops. Maybe they get rid of it. But I mean, I think Stake has gotten big enough where, like, it's kind of crazy. But one thing, like,
what if BitBoy still has a stake.com tattoo?
He might. But what about the strip club metric? This is something interesting. This is something I would actually.
Me and Miguel have to do some field research on this week for you guys. It's a hard work, but we might have to do it.
I'll have to ask. Someone I'll probably ask to give me an interview is like, I'll ask Michael Sartain for an industry connection. If he can get me an interview with somebody that's in that industry that could actually tell me, like, give me the back. That'd be a really interesting interview. Be like, hey. I manage quite a lot of girls at like 3 prominent strip clubs here in Las Vegas. This is what they're telling me, and like that'd actually be a really interesting conversation.
Go to Crazy Horse 5 a.m. Network yourself. You'll get there.
So this is Tanya. This is Elizabeth. This is Destiny.
Field research. Field
research. Yeah. Imagine Drake said free Bitcoin. Oh, that's funny. Crypto BTC big timer. That's right. Free my boy Samuel Freeman.
Future king.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the stream, you guys. I hope you kind of learned a lot. To be wrecked or not to be wrecked is those who don't buy when everyone's getting wrecked. These coins are this wealth is being distributed right now. Them dumping means you get to profit off of their loss, basically, as long as you're buying the correct blue chip assets, basically.
Yep, yeah. Absolutely. And for anybody that doesn't know, we have our regular Citadel for $98 a month.
Yep.
But we also do have what we call Citadel. What was it called again? Citadel Algo Max, which is all 16 buy sell signal coins that we use for the CC algo, plus a Citadel membership on a monthly basis for $250 a month. And there we go, the Citadel algo max. If you scroll down in the description, there's a list of which coins. What I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to look at the current market landscape, look at next trades if we do get a bounce here in Bitcoin, and maybe might have to change out one or two of those for some of those things there. But yeah, there's going to be some good trade opportunities here for the people who are in the crypto mindset course and the Citadel. They'll hear a little bit about that. But if they're in the Citadel Algo Max, they're going to get it all that juice. So there's going to be some opportunities here, I think, if Bitcoin performs here Monday, Tuesday. If it doesn't, then we just stand pat. We look at dollar cost average in and all that stuff. But if you go scroll up there, if you go to cultivatecrypto.com/shop, jump into the Citadel or Citadel Algo Max, whichever you prefer there. Definitely good bang for your buck. And if you're trading, $500 or $1,000 plus, it doesn't have to be on a monthly basis, but on average, let's say, then yeah, you can make some good money with that. Allegedly, I heard, but just wanted to make that known for people just in case.
Absolutely, I'm just trying to. Man, dude, Rumble on this side is so. There we go. Had to reset my Rumble here to put the link over here. There's the links, you guys.
Get ready to rumble.
Get ready to rumble, man. And I did want to share one last thing. I think this picture is just
you're two followers away from 200 on Rumble. So
yeah, go follow me on Rumble, you guys, man. Who else but us, man? My 2 next followers right here. These folders watching CEO dump 50% of his Ethereum portfolio, bro.
I love it.
The next 2 followers, man. Yeah, we'll be having we'll check the pinned messages. We have updates for the crash out course very soon.
Yeah, we'll have a webinar very, very soon here. Me and Miguel will huddle up here and we'll confirm which day it's going to be, and it'll be very, very soon.
Absolutely. So with that, thank you so much for joining, you guys. My next stream will be on Tuesday in the afternoon after Charlie's stream on Tuesday, and yeah, I'll be streaming this whole next week live from Las Vegas, which will be really cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll see you in the studio here. I'll be on my next stream. Will be on how to cultivate crypto on Rumble. And cultivate crypto on Kick. And what do you call it? It'll be on Tuesday, 2:30, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time ish. So definitely go follow how to cultivate crypto on Rumble. Well, actually, let me throw that one quickly in the chat as well. So everybody can kind of easily get to that. Give me the 30 seconds, or not 30 seconds, like 10 seconds, but copy. Pasta. All right. Where we going here? We gotta put it. Oh, I can't put it in YouTube. I guess I could only put it in the private chat.
Put it in the private chat. I'll put it for you.
There you go. Yeah, I can put it in the Rumble, but that doesn't quite make sense.
Oh yeah. That's true. There you go.
I'll be out of these YouTube handcuffs in a moment. So just it is what it is.
So with that, man. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.
You buy this for $39.99. Guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby. You're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99. That's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move. I act quick. I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com. Boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.